It's really not nice.
You're in your prime years of growing friendships.
Completely. Can you imagine? Like, did you move schools when you were 14?
No.
No, you don't want to do that. It's like the worst age to do it. And not only that, we went from like this working class kind of like shitty school in Scotland, and we got dropped into a like a boys' super private Catholic school here in Australia.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? Like we went from like some like shithouse high school to fucking Hogwarts or something like. Not
really?
Hogwarts, no, they won't be like what's a real posh school, like Dead Poet Society or something like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was a big culture shock in sense of school, not really the culture. Cultures were quite similar.
Same shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you like Scotland better, UK or here?
Here, man.
Really? Why?
Yeah, and you know what? I didn't always. Like in 2006, I wanted to go back and live in the UK. But and I was in the UK for my grandfather's funeral, and at the airport to fly back here, I just got married that year as well, a few months earlier, and was at the airport to come back, Heathrow, to come back to Australia, and my wife, I called my wife just before I was to get on the plane. She said, "I've got some news." I was like, "Oh yeah, what's that?" Because I was upset to her, "I've got some news as well. We're going to move here," but her news was, "Yeah, I'm pregnant," and I was just like, "Oh, fuck." Like, oh great, but like I was like, "Oh man, we're gonna have to stay." Yeah.
Oh, this was here.
Yeah. So we flew back. I flew back here, and I've been here ever since. So I did want to. 2006, I did want to move to the UK, but because babies and life and stuff, I stayed here.
So it was just easier to stay here because of what reason?
Well, just my wife's Australian, so
she's Aussie. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I didn't want to at that important time of her life rip her away from her family and set up new in the UK. And you have a kid and things they grow up, and before you know it, they're in school, and the schools are good here. It's pretty rough in the UK, and
really,
yeah, they're not great. I think every backpacker you meet was just like, it's so nice here.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Why is the schooling system better here compared to UK?
Well, what we'd be able to afford
Oh,
back there. Like, it's just the lifestyle here is so much easier.
Like, it's more accessible, you're saying?
I wouldn't be able to own 2 cars, I reckon, on the wage I'm in if I lived in the UK. You know what I mean? Or stuff like. Whereas here, it's like we have a house. We bought a house. Like, I don't think I'd be able to do.
What
that
a concept, all right?
Yeah, I know. I think I'm the only comedian in Australia who owns a house.
In Australia?
Who might, unless they're on TV, they might have one or
Maybe,
two.
yeah.
But then, like, the next, like, lower than that, like, I think I might be the only one who owns a house.
Maybe in the world, man.
Maybe in the world.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Kudos to you.
Although you guys are doing, you got a lift.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
That's your front door, man.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know what to expect when we were coming up, but it's actually your front door. That's fucking wild.
Me neither. Every time I come up, I'm like, oh shit, I'm inside my house now.
Yeah.
I mean, flat.
Yeah.
I call it flat now because I'm here.
Yeah. Where's the bedrooms?
There and over there.
Oh, nice.
Just
all
like
right,
it's
cool.
all spaced out. It's nice. Well, the people who originally owned this place are interior designers, so none of this shit is ours. It was all here when we got here.
Oh, right. I was wondering. I was like, wow, you guys took all this over from...
Oh, yeah. We don't know shit about design. We're men.
Yeah. I was going to say, so that's not
We're
your
straight
basketball.
men. No, I mean, this one is.
Okay, so
But everything else.
What about the waving cat?
That's also ours.
All right, well,
But, okay, not on a good streak right now, but everything else, I swear, is...
Melbourne Monopoly.
Yeah, that one's not ours.
All right, that
There you
makes
go.
sense.
See?
Yeah, cool.
So anyway, but yeah, it's so true. I've heard the UK is super expensive, and it doesn't matter if it's posh or fucking in the trenches,
The Bronx.
in the Bronx,
the Bronx of Britain.
yeah, West London, fucking
Yeah.
or South London, I guess.
Yeah.
Where it's like dangerous, but even there, I'm assuming it's probably super expensive too. No,
Yeah, London's ridiculous, man.
it's wild.
Yeah, that's great. Have you been?
I have many times. Well, not many times.
Just
like
to visit,
a couple
but-
times. Yeah. I never did any comedy there. I did one event there on TV actually, but it wasn't for London or UK TV. It was a Iranian national television show.
Wow.
They film in London, which was
Okay.
pretty trippy. But
That's cool.
yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love London. Yeah, I love.
Is that
UK.
the only time you've been on Iranian TV?
Yeah, and
And you had to go to London.
I had to go to London, but I don't even I speak my language Farsi.
Yeah.
but not fluently enough. Now that I know this,
Yeah.
to do it on TV, that's for sure.
Oh, wow.
It was bad.
Oh, was it a bomb?
Yeah. 100%.
They
Like, it
love
was
them,
fine. I
They
cared.
love them over there, though.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's right. It's tensions are high right now.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. But you know, you live and you learn, right? I had to go through the experience, but it was still cool experience. But also, by the way, if you're watching this or listening to this, where we have pillows on our stomachs because that's just how fat guys sit.
Yeah.
You know, and Matt mentioned to me, like, you know, can we just do this the whole time? And because, you know, we get it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's when you're a fat guy, or at least you've been a fat guy your whole life.
Yeah.
You know the tips and tricks to make yourself feel more comfortable.
Not my whole, like, I was fit when I was young, like in my 20s.
It's too bad, man. For this
Now,
purpose, you've been fat your whole life.
But it feels like forever now. Yeah.
Since your 20s?
Yeah.
Wait, how old are you right now?
I'm 40.
You're
44.
40?
Yeah.
44.
Yeah. Yeah, fat don't crack. That's I reckon that's what it is. Yeah, that's right.
That's a good point.
Like, yeah, don't look 40, but if I stripped off, it's like, fuck, man. This boy's 40.
Yeah.
40, maybe even 50.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, what's the secret? How are you aging so well?
I've never smoked.
Like weed or cigarettes?
not recent. Like, I used to be in a band like years ago. Like we were all right. Like, we were on radio here and stuff like that. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah. Like on Triple J and things like that.
That's pretty cool.
We were relatively successful.
Sick.
Like, even like in the when Triple J released a magazine. You know Triple J, their big radio station.
No,
here.
I don't.
All right. Yeah, big radio station here. They had us as like the band to look out for. We were going to be the next big thing. Like, I've still got it. This little article and that. It's kind of cool. And we did fuck all after. We had like one good song, and we just did fucking nothing. So, like, around about those times, stuff, yeah, pot and that was going around. But like, I'm talking like nicotine. Like, I've never touched a cigarette.
That's good.
I've never drinking. I can't. Like, as soon as I had a kid quite early. I was 26, which I think is pretty early by today's standards. As soon as she came along, I kind of just stopped. Like, I'd have one every now and then. And then like 2 years ago, I was just like, before a gig, I'd always have a drink. And I found that I thought it was loosening me up, but it wasn't. It was kind of getting in the way.
It's kind of like a crutch. You know, that's why I feel like when I first started doing comedy too, I never got into the habit of smoking something or drinking something before going on stage.
Right.
It was always after, if anything.
Yeah.
Even then, I still would never do it. My thing was like going to eat food after.
Right. Yeah.
Right. That's what I would look so forward to. I'm like, I'm gonna finish the set and go binge eat some pizza and burgers and wedges and wings, and like just shame eat this by myself in my unit.
Yeah.
Where I live at the time, in my boxers, in my fucking just shame eat. Because
With a pillow.
With a pillow over my
Just a
stomach.
pillow and some boxes.
Just
man.
a pillow and boxes,
Yeah.
man. You don't need a table when
No.
you're that big too.
That's right.
So,
Got a good pair of table titties.
that's it, man. That's
Just to rest.
it's
things
perfect.
on. Yeah, it's beautiful.
you can't beat it. Exactly.
Yeah.
What was the moment that you start to get fat? Do you think?
Geez, man. It was as soon as I got injured. I used to play soccer a lot. I was actually quite good at it, like as a youngster, like really good at it.
Because you're a UK guy. That's why.
Possibly,
You're
yeah.
from the
But,
UK,
well,
bruv.
my old man was professional.
Oh, what?
Yeah, back
Wait,
in the 70s. He was
what team did he play
professional.
for?
Pardon?
What team?
He played for a lower division called a team called Chesterfield. So they were like Division 2 at the time, I think. But he was very, very good.
In the
Like,
Premier League?
No, they were a couple of divisions down from the Premier League.
Oh,
yeah.
but what's the name of the league?
Now, I think I'm not sure where Chester. It would be League 2. Would be the
Oh,
name.
right. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
yeah. But he was better than that. He was 17. The scout who discovered him was the same scout who discovered. I don't know if you've heard of a player called Kevin Keegan. Okay, so he played for England and Liverpool, and he won the Ballon d'Or when he was he was a sensational player. Kevin Keegan, look him up.
Yeah.
The guy who scouted him still to this day reckons my old man was a better player than him. And my old man's played with a lot of ex-pros over here who've played for bigger teams than him, and they're all kind of like, how did we never hear of you? Because he is like he's one of the best players I've ever seen. Like, he's absolutely exceptional. Like his touch on the ball, his intelligent, amazing player. He was an amazing player. But in those days in the 70s, there wasn't much money to make in football. and his old man forced him into engineering, eventually into oil. And look, you know, he's well off from it. He's done very well from it. But I think sometimes he was probably a bit more heartbroken. But my two brothers were great footballers as well. So we're a footballing family. So I used to be quite fit, you know. And then 28, I had an injury, and we had kids, and it was just the beginning of the end, and I just stopped playing. And I don't like any other sports. I don't like going to the gym. I do go to it now, and I've been learning to box. Don't fuck with me. But yeah, man, it's
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you done boxing as well?
Boxing fitness.
Yeah. Oh no, I do boxing.
Like actual, yeah.
But
fuck me up, yeah.
You could probably still beat the shit out of me.
I don't know.
Sure.
We'll see.
But yeah, man. So that's about 28 is when it started to pile on, and because you're married and
kids,
it's one of the reasons I got into comedy, man. I was just like so broken. I was just like, fuck it, what have I got to lose?
Oh, you started doing comedy after you got married and had a kid?
Oh, I started comedy when I was 37, man. I haven't been doing it that long.
Really?
Yeah, I was late.
Oh,
I had zero confidence. I never imagined in a million years that I would be doing comedy. Because I was like, singing was easy on stage because you're hiding behind a band and guitars and.
Oh, you were the singer.
Yeah,
you're the lead singer of the band. Ah, interesting.
Yeah, but which is why I think you've seen me sing during my. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I'll belt things out.
Right. Yeah. We were at the last show we did when he was there. My brother was there. Because I do.
You sing. Yeah, you got great voice.
So, yeah. Thanks. Yeah. But like I'm just doing it for kicks, you know, shits and giggles. But when you started singing, I was like, oh fuck, like he actually has a pretty good voice.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Usually I never meet other comics who can like sing a little bit.
Yeah.
So I was like surprised, but makes sense because you're in a band.
Yeah, I can hold a tune and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, man. I never thought I'd do anything like this, but yeah, after being fat and having kids, and you got kids, man, like you're getting no sleep, you're broken. I had a fucking breakdown. I was covered in shit and vomit, and the kids, not my own, just walking around. And I just remember looking down at like my top one day, covered in baby vomit, and I was like, let's give comedy a go. can't be any worse than this. And yeah, it's been pretty fun so far, man. So
I'm sure just from all these experiences that led you to comedy, that actually, especially because you started late, it actually. You have faster progress because you're already older and you're wise, and you know you've lived a long life at that point. Where like within a few years, obviously, like I'm seeing that even now, like it's you can see how quicker someone like you can get better at comedy.
Yeah,
rather as opposed to like I started when I was 20,
right?
I was super young. Like what the fuck am I going to talk about? Nothing.
Yeah,
but over the years, obviously, eventually, I'm 28, 29 now.
Right
now, I'm starting to get good.
Yeah,
or like at
cool.
least I know my potential's there. But like someone like you who starts at 37, it's like within your time frame is much smaller to like get better.
Have you met Billy Stiles? Have you seen him? Or
yeah, I actually did one show with him. Yeah.
He's great as well. He started late too, later than me. I think he's
like 50 or something.
Yeah. So I think he started like maybe 43 or 44.
Wow.
But we're the same. We progress pretty quick. You learn quicker. You see these, like there's a young kid called Gavin Semple. I don't know if you've seen him around. When he started when he was 18, and I'm sure he did great. Fucking terrible. But this guy worked at it so hard, and he's like one of the best in the scene now. You know what I mean? So and he's older now. Like he's much older than when he obviously started, because that was a few years ago, 7 years ago, I think it was 7 or 8. But he's more experiences, and just he kind of proved to me that, like, I always thought this comedy game would be something where it's just you've always been funny, like you're just quick off the mark with quips and things like that with mates. This guy, I remember when I met him first. I'm sure he won't mind me saying this, but I was like, you're not going to be able to do this, mate. And then he just worked so hard at it, and now it's like, fuck, you can learn this, man. You can learn it, and now he's he's a killer. Absolute killer. One of my favorites.
Wow. So, that's true, man. There's some truth behind being naturally funny, but that can only take you so far. Like, right? Because like eventually the talent or whatever it is, it runs out. And I found that out for myself too.
I was going to say, what was it for you? Were you always a smart ass, or?
Yeah, like I was always a class clown, like just goofing around. Like I never was like a comic in terms of like knowing how to write jokes.
Yeah.
I started to learn it slowly but surely throughout the years. but then like I would for the first few years, a little while, I would rely on my talents to get me through to get through the shows and whatever, and because I was like, oh, like I can do impressions, I can do act outs, my body, right? So I have a lot more there, but the writing was lacking, right? And so that's why I wasn't that good. Okay. But the beauty of that is that you can get much better and learn how to write better, much easier than the other way around.
Right.
Because if you're a good writer, but you have no personality or no stage presence or confidence to be on stage and perform, it's much harder to learn that side. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but anyway, that's why I feel like talent can only get so far. The skill that you work on is what's going to make you better.
Well, listen, man, when I started, I just wanted to write. I didn't want to do stand-up. I got into it because I wanted to write for someone. But everyone I spoke to is like, no one's going to listen. You got to go and do it. They won't listen. They won't be interested. You can't just go up to someone and say, hey, man, here. And it makes sense. If we'd never met and I just said to you, dude, I've written some jokes for you, you'd be like, fuck off. You know what I mean?
I mean, not necessarily, to be honest. Like, we're at a point now where it's so interesting because we were just talking about the have you listened to any like Joe Rogan podcast episodes? Yeah. Like I love the comedy ones because just to see people on that level talk about comedy is inspiring sometimes because you learn about things that maybe you're in your head about. And I haven't even listened to the episode, but my brother was telling me about, they were talking about how it's him and Joey Diaz, right? They were talking about, Joey Diaz? Yeah. Fucking, I love that. One of my favorites. They were talking about like how it's okay in a way and it's fine to hire writers to help punch up your jokes. And that's something we've actually been doing. Like I've been doing that with like people I know that are sketch writers. Yeah. They're just like sketch comedians. Like they don't perform. They just write for sketch. Or other friends that do stand up that I know that we just like kind of riff and like do joke jams to like bounce off each other, these ideas. And then like, they give you tags and then you just use them. Right. And so they're saying how there is value in that because one, you're giving a writer an opportunity to kind of like showcase their talents and their skills, and they're getting work, and then that person gets to see their joke do well in a way, their influence. But you're the one who's performing it anyway, and at the end of the day, you're doing these shows for the audience. Yeah. If you can make the audience laugh, who cares where the fuck it's coming from? It's different from like stealing someone else's joke and doing that. This isn't stealing; it's more so just enhancing your own joke that you already came up with. So I think that's very valuable, and I think it's a great thing that. No, it's cool. And look, I enjoy comics come up to you and give you tags, and some comics hate that. Some comics are just like, I love it. Yeah, cool, man. Me too. I don't know why. I've used a few tags. I know a few people I've given tags to, and they use it, and I'm like, good on you, man. Like fucking, especially my tags, you'll fucking destroy. But there's the confidence. That's it, and that's only come in the last couple of years. But I think that you say confidence, man. It's maybe it is. It's just not giving a shit anymore. Like that's true. Like I just don't give a shit, and that's the difference when you're 37 and you've had, like you said, life experiences. Who gives a shit? Do you know what I mean? So you say things maybe that you shouldn't a little bit more, but you say them cleverly enough to get by. Whereas when a young comic starts, they're just like, oh, I'm gonna say the N word. Let's see that'll be cool. Watch me say, watch me be edgy. And it's like, no, man, it's not clever. It's not how it works. No, exactly. So it's it does. Being older does help, man. But then also it doesn't help career wise. But also I don't give a shit about that either. So that helps. It's hard, man. Comedy's hard. Yeah, but it's fun. Yeah, that's what matters. It has to be fun, otherwise I'm not doing it. Yeah, and a couple of years ago it wasn't fun, and I was like, I've got to change something here, and it was just letting everything go. I went to Sydney and did they've got the store run where you do the comedy store. Are you gonna head up to Sydney at all any point? Yeah, we're trying to go there in the next. Yeah, the store's great. You'd love it. It's probably the flattest track in Australia. What do you mean the flat? Sorry, it's a cricket term, so it's just the easiest. Oh yeah, it's the easiest room probably in the country. It's just built so well for comedy. It's 200 seats. It's probably the closest they've got to like an American style room. Apparently, Comedy Lounge in Perth is similar, but it's just an easy room. And I went up there and I had fun, but I was just kind of like, I missed being at home. And I got to a point where I was like, you know what, Matt, this is as far as I can take this because I don't want to, like yourself, I don't want to travel. I don't want to, like if Bill Burr rang me up and said, Matt, come and open for me next week in New York, I'd say, Bill, no. Wow. I want to stay at home. I'm sorry, man. I don't want to leave my family for a few nights. Like
I'm not doing it. And in that moment, I was just like, fuck it. I'll just do, I enjoy doing the rooms that I do in Melbourne, whether it's the Burgie or Kings of Comedy or the Comics Lounge every now and then. Like, I just have fun. Or the rooms that we've been in. Like, I just go there and do my thing. And, you know, more often than not, because I'm having fun, everyone else does. So,
yeah. But you think, so I guess a couple things. One, do you see it more as a hobby then, or like a career path, or?
It's funny, man, because I do a lot of paid gigs now. Like, I do a lot of gigs out in the country, emceeing them and setting them up for this guy out of Sydney. And it's cool. I kind of like the paid gigs are cool, but I also kind of hate them at the same time because there's an expectation that I kind of tighten up then, and it's like I've got to do 20 minutes and I've got to do this material. I can't just be loose, man. Like those dark shows that we did, I was just loose. It was just like, fuck it, you know.
You're in your element.
Yeah. Like when I saw you last night, I think that was a Saturday night, on the Sunday.
Yeah.
I was opening for a guy called Steve Hughes. Do you know?
Yeah. He's funny, man.
Yeah.
He's one of the funniest I've seen here.
Man, he's probably, for me, when he's not, when he's on song, he's probably one of the best in the world. Like, he's that good.
He's good.
But he asked me to do 20 to 25 minutes, and I was like, oh, man, I can't just be loose, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I hated it. I was anxious. I was
really?
Like, I don't want to say the shit I'm always saying. Got to the gig was going fine, and then this guy in the audience just starts heckling and heckling. Not in the sense of like, get the fuck off. It was heckling like you'd say a joke and he'd like throw out a tag, which was shit, and you're just like, as if he was like trying to help, and you're just like, dude. So I just said, dude, shut the fuck up. And then he said, well, I've got a knife. Like, dead set. He had a hoodie on, hood pulled over his face the whole night. He's about 6 rows back. He's like, mate, watch yourself. I've got a knife. And the whole room went quiet. And I'm like, is anyone, because it was full. It was like 150 people there in this room. I'm like, is anyone going to throw this cunt out? And it just went quiet. And he's like, here's my knife, mate. And he held it up. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? But from being highly anxious and trying to remember my set and everything, I just lost it. And from that moment on, the next like half of my set was just loose. And you know, before you go on to do comedy, sometimes you forget everything you've ever written. Like, it just blank. Everything I'd ever written just appeared in my brain. And I could just pick things from there. Wherever the room needed, I was just picking from it. And I just had a fucking great time. In the end, it turned out he had a spoon. It was just a little spoon. But I didn't find this out till like 2 days later. But
that's funny.
Because we had all the, it was like a little ketamine spoon, and he started doing lines straight after the gig, and he was like, oh, sorry to that guy. I hope I didn't fuck the setup. But this is, as you know, when this goes to air or whatever, this was a few days after what happened in Sydney with the guy running around with a knife stabbing everyone.
Oh, this was like last week.
This was last week, yeah. So this is, like, it's kind of like, dude, what are you saying? Like, you can't say it. Like, people in the audience were kind of frightened.
Tense.
Yeah, it was really tense. But I went off on a I had a great time then because it was loose. And I'd love to get to the point where I can do all gigs like that, where you're just loose, man, like you're just free flowing. But I'm sadly only, you know, like seven or so years into this game. 2 years of that was spent inside with lockdown. You're still in the comedy phase of mind, so I still count it, I guess. But like, yeah, man, I'd love to get to the point where I just woke up loose every time. Like, I love people like Rory Scovel and things like that who just get up there and just go for it. And I'd love to. That's the goal. Not being that famous. The goal is just to get to that level where I can just walk on stage and do whatever. Be loose. And when I say loose, I don't mean shit. I mean free.
Yeah. No, I got it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Imagine this whole time I'm like, yeah, well, no.
Why would you want to be shit, man?
Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah. Why do you want to be shit?
No, I said, because I was speaking to someone the other day, and they were like, when you say loose, do you mean like shit? I'm like, no, like
who
free.
would think that?
Free. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
I don't think anyone would think that.
There's idiots out there.
You're pretty clear on what you mean.
Non-comedy people.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. So wait, a couple questions. You actually wouldn't go and open for Bill Burr if he asked you to go to New York?
I wouldn't, no.
You really wouldn't do it?
I really wouldn't. I can't. I get.
You don't
very
care
homesick.
that much?
I get homesick. I do.
Really?
I care that I get homesick. I like being home with my kids and my wife. That's why I had them.
Oh, because you felt
know,
like you needed some other like special feeling around you, like human connection.
No, I guess just like we organized to have kids. I mean, it's like we didn't like sit down with our diaries and go, let's bang on this day and
let's manifest this baby right now.
No, we wanted a family. I love my wife and I have been together for a long time.
How long?
Since I was 16.
Oh, so you're high school sweethearts.
Yeah. So we weren't married at 16, but we've been together. Yeah,
the hell?
That's a long time.
Oh, that's amazing. So that makes sense.
Yeah. So I just hate being away from her, and I hate being away from the kids. We're really good. The kids are great. A lot of fun. I say kids. My daughter's going to be 18 in January.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But so yeah, man. I don't know. Like I just I kind of figured, like, I just realized that moment in Sydney, I don't like this traveling. I don't like leaving my home. Maybe it's a lockdown thing. I don't know.
Because you got used to it. And
yeah,
it was nice. I'm not going to
lie. There was parts of it I love, and I already work from home as it is, so I'm kind of used to it. But now, after being in Sydney, and like I said, the gigs were fun, but it was just like, man, I don't like this. So yeah, Bill Burr. I guess it depends how much he'd be offering. But how much are you going to offer? Why is he getting in touch? Does he know me?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you sorted something out, Omid? Is this Omid? Have you been on the phone to Bill Burr? All right. Well, who the fuck? Why? I know I said it, but yeah.
He's actually watching this right now.
He's like, who is this guy?
We're gonna clip this and send it to Bill Burr. Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Hi, Bill.
Look, do you want to take back what you said?
I mean, maybe LA because it's not as far.
You coward.
Yeah, maybe you're doing Hawaii. I could like pop across.
Yeah. So yeah, you're talking about like this situation on stage where the guy was like he said he was holding up a knife.
Yeah.
What you said you got loose after. What was the moment that you're like, fuck this? And then, because how did you even navigate it? I'd be like, what the fuck? Well, I don't even know how I would react to that.
It was like, it was awkward. Like, people are quiet, and when he said he had a knife and he held it up, because a lot of people couldn't see it either. So because he's behind a lot of people.
And it's a dark room.
It's a dark room. So as far as everyone's concerned, because I said, oh, there he is. He's holding it up. Yep. And they could, like, and he put it down, and he had something shiny. I went fucking, I was like, is this like a concentration camp? And that's the only fucking Nazi with a gun in the room? Fucking rush him! Everyone rush him! And like everyone's just sat there, just like, the fuck's going on? I'm like, rush him! And then because I just like let that out on stage, like their anger or silliness, I guess. Then I was just like, fuck this. Let's
moving
see where
now.
we're going. Yeah, fuck what I've written down here. Let's talk about this, and then I'm talking about this over here, and then talking about that, and yeah, it just got them back on side, and it ended up being. I was happy because I was relaxed. That was the win, because I was very anxious, and then I wasn't, and that's sometimes for me. That's the big win is if I can look like I know what I'm doing on stage, that's the victory. Even especially like if you're bombing and you still hold it together and you don't start to sweat or shake or your voice doesn't break. What a fucking champion you are, man.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite gigs I've ever done was, we used to have this room here called Lucky Cock, and it was one of those rooms where
Lucky Cock?
Yeah, Lucky Cock, yeah.
Lucky Cock. You say it so fucking elegantly.
Lucky C-O-Q.
Lucky Cock.
Lucky Cock, yeah.
Lucky Cock.
Mm.
All right.
Like a Coke. That sounds like a Coke. Yeah. That's why I ask for a Coke over here, Coca-Cola. Can I have a Coke? Excuse, because I think I'm asking for a cock. So now I say, can I have a Coca-Cola? I always say Coca-Cola.
Really?
Full brand name, yeah.
That's
hilarious.
Should
say Pepsi. That would be easier. There's no confusion. Can I have a Pepsi? We only have Coke. I'll have a Coke.
Yeah. Oh, no worries.
Yeah.
Sorry, I always lead.
You love accents.
I lead into Liverpool sometimes.
Yeah.
Because of Kyle Legacy and other people.
Well, there's a cock. That's a lucky cock right there, isn't it?
Cock.
Yeah. I only met him for the first time at
the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the first time. He's a nice guy. I mean, I know we were out the back, and I was like, I fucking hate Scousers, and I do, but he's a real nice lad.
He is. He's very funny, but he keeps it real.
Yeah.
Like in front of your face.
Yeah.
Which is actually I admire, because most comedians wouldn't do that.
No.
Most comedians just talk shit behind your back, or they're fake or something, whatever the fuck.
But to be fair, talking shit behind other comics' backs is one of the most fun things income. No, it's not true. I'm just joking.
So much toxic behavior.
Well, there's so many road trip. I don't know what it's like road trip wise in Canada when you're doing comedy, but there's so many like comedy in Melbourne. There's so many road trips because that's where the money is out in the country. You got to drive to them and and you know.
Yeah, we have same thing in Canada.
Right. Okay. Cool.
There's always like out of town gigs like are known. All right, we're gonna drive for an hour and a half here, but we'll make a little more money.
Yeah. I mean, it's expensive country. I guess like it's different in the UK where it's like
tight.
Yeah, every 10 minutes you're in another city, another town with comedy clubs and that. But yeah. So the road trips are like
of
people
course,
get talking and
it's just the gossip comes out. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. So I was gonna.
But anyway, I don't know how I got, but I just want. When you were saying cock, I was like, just your accent. It just I sometimes I get in a mood or a mode of like a certain accent that I've been like mimicking all week, or just like I latch onto it. I don't know what it is. It's like I'm obsessed with accents. And then
do you do a Scottish one?
No, I don't do one, but I feel like I can do it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if I work on it more and more, I'll be able to do it.
Knock it out, yeah.
But I just sometimes, that's one I'm like not as confident with.
Your Scouse one's great.
The Scouse one's more fun. Yeah, Scouse is fun because it's a little bit easier because Kyle made a good point on because he does the like the
yeah.
Obviously Persians. Our whole language is
they're the Persians of England.
They're the Arabs of England.
Yeah.
If anything, they would own the kebab shops. The Liverpool Scousers. Yeah, that'd be so weird.
For sure.
Welcome, you want a fucking kebab? Yeah. Fucking want to go slam it?
Love their football.
Yeah, the football. That's true.
Yeah. Who's the Iranian Beatles? You don't really have the Beatles, do you?
Beatles? No. Iranian Beatles. Like a group? Or you're saying like a band?
What's the biggest band that ever came out of Iran?
I mean, honestly, Black Cats, I would say, is maybe one of them, but I don't know too much about like the
music,
fully the music. But obviously know some artists, but in terms of like actually no, I'm not sure. But
you guys have great voices.
Well, I feel like it's a part of our culture because we're very musical and poetic and dramatic.
Yeah.
And just very artsy and creative for the
too
most
dramatic
part.
Sometimes.
Yeah. As you've seen from me, obviously.
And that's to say, like, with football and singing and things like that, that's a big part of our culture as well. Singing.
In Scottish culture? I mean,
in
British. British.
Yeah.
But similar in Scottish and Irish too, no? It's like
similar, completely.
Right?
Yeah.
It's all the same shit.
They all love the football. They're all singing
Irish Irish songs
Irish
and shit. They love singing, yeah.
Oh my God.
Scottish people too, though.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know I don't know what they do, but...
And poetry.
Poetry too?
Auld Lang Syne. That's Scottish.
The what?
Auld Lang Syne.
Auld Lang Syne?
You sing at New Year's for Auld Lang Syne. That's a big one.
What the fuck is that?
Sing it. It's pretty famous.
Auld Lang Syne?
Yeah, for Auld Lang Syne, my dear.
I've never heard that in my life.
It's a big New Year's.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? When you were singing that song on stage that night, what was it? Like the cat
Cats in the Cradle, yeah.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Every time you finish a joke, and the cat's in the cradle.
Yeah, just keep going back into it.
Yeah.
I'd love to get to a point where I can do a full set, like a 10-minute set, but only do 2 jokes.
And then the rest singing?
And the rest is just singing or timing or just dropping something in from somewhere or the same joke again and just dropping in the song this time, like repeating it for some reason. But yeah, I'd love to try and just do an hour. One day I'll do an hour and it's just 4 jokes, 4 one-liners, but it lasts the whole hour.
That'd be historic.
Yeah.
That'd be iconic.
That's my goal.
By the way, sorry for the construction.
Yeah, I think you guys live, I'm pretty sure it was here, the Haunted Bookshop.
The Haunted Bookshop?
So there used to be the Haunted Bookshop, and I think it's just down there is where it used to be, like below your building.
It's good to know.
Yeah, and it was like all books about the paranormal, and the guy who ran it, he reckons he was a witch, and I think he thought he was a vampire as well. But it was like a Melbourne institution, like the Haunted Bookshop, but it's gone now.
Yeah, that's great to know, man. I'm gonna sleep well tonight.
Yeah.
Appreciate
it. It was just called the Haunted Bookshop.
Right.
Maybe it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is you're near the Mitre Tavern, I think.
I don't know what that is.
So that's like the oldest pub, the first pub in Melbourne.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure it's just around here somewhere, the Mitre Tavern. There you go.
Maybe one day we'll check it out when I want to drink one day.
Do an open mic there or something.
Do an open mic, just fucking exactly. You're saying how football is a big part of your culture too.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite like team growing up? Who are your favorite players and everything?
Middlesbrough, which is where I'm from, and we have been in the Premier League at times because I can see you going, "Who the fuck are they?"
No, I've heard of them. Yeah, I know. I used to watch soccer a lot growing up too.
Okay, cool.
I know about EPL and everything like that.
Yeah, Middlesbrough, but and we had a guy called Juninho from Brazil. He was one of my favorite players. And then Maradona and Gaza, Paul Gascoigne. I don't know if you've heard of him. He was okay. They're my I love Maradona. I just still to this day. Yeah, even though like he fucked England over and things like that, but like he's just so good. Sometimes
you think he's better than Messi?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I thought for a bit there maybe Messi was better than him, but the grounds that Maradona used to play on, like they weren't great grounds, and the way he controlled the ball and did everything, like he was on a different planet, man. Like that's
wild.
Yeah, and I like miles ahead of Pele and things like that. And I know Pele was great, but yeah, Maradona for me is just incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Would you say you style your skills after?
I was pretty skillful, man.
What position do you play?
I was up front striker.
Oh, you're a striker.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was pretty good, man.
Wow.
But I was pretty skillful, but not as skillful as Maradona. No, weight. Now I'm more like Maradona weight size. Like I feel like.
Yeah.
But I don't know how even then he would play, and I'm like, how did that
Massive.
guy? Man, I went and played. So there's comedians have a kick around on the. If you like playing soccer, I can put you in touch, and they play every Saturday. They have a kickabout. The last time I went and had a kickabout, I ended up breaking my arm.
Right. I think you told me actually. Yeah.
It's got. You can't say that. Yeah. It's got I just went down to have a kick around, fell over so slowly, man. Got stuck. It got stuck in the ground and twisted and snapped. It's the first time I've ever broke anything. Like I've done my knee, but I'm talking about breaking bones. And I had to get metal plates put in my wrist and everything. Like so. Jesus Christ! I don't know how Maradona ever. You know when you see like Ronaldo, like Brazilian Ronaldo, having a kick around now, and he's fucking huge. I'm like, dude, if you fall over,
you're done.
It's metal plate.
Metal plate in your wrist.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it, to be honest.
Man, it was it wasn't that painful, which is weird. Yeah. But the weeks after were. So after like the operation and shit.
I bet.
Insane, man. That was just like a year ago. So
wow. Well, I hope you recovered.
Yeah, it's all right now. Yeah.
What's your favorite part about Scottish culture?
It's funny. I never really got into my Scottish culture until recently, man. Like I started to embrace it a lot more. Right. And my Irish culture as well. O'Neill. Like that,
very Irish.
We're Irish. So my great grandparents are Irish, and on both sides, on my nana and on my mum's side as well. So my mum and dad's side, their grandparents, I think, were Irish, and that, or there was Irish a grandparent here or there, because my mum's O'Brien, we're O'Neill. The northeast of England is very much same as Liverpool. It's very Irish heavy, same as Manchester. Proper Irish working class Roman Catholics, Irish Catholic. Yeah, it's so I've started not to embrace it like fully, but I just like I guess respect it a lot more. You know, like you guys were you born in Canada or?
Yeah, I was born there. Yeah,
but it's you're Persian. Yeah, it's important to you guys.
It is. I identify as I'm Persian. Yeah.
Yeah, for me it was all. I think because we lived in Scotland and I wanted to be the odd kid out. Everyone supported Scotland. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going for England, which probably wasn't the smartest thing.
Why?
Because they hate the English.
Oh, and were they shitting on you?
Oh, they hate it. And this was at a time when England and Scotland, like England now just destroy Scotland every time they play football against them. But back then, Scotland were quite good. So the games were always quite close. And if Scotland beat England and you went to school the next day, I don't know why I didn't. I did it to myself. It would have been so much easier just to keep it on the down low. You know what I mean? But I guess I was just a gluttony for punishment, man. Like I just.
Did you get fucking harassed because of it or?
No, not really. I guess because they were mates, it wasn't too bad. Like they did hit. Like there's this big graffiti on the wall as you entered Aberdeen that just said "fuck off, English people."
Oh my god!
Like big message, and like it's the only graffiti they didn't. It's like the council are like, nah, we'll leave that there. We'll leave that there. That's fine. The rest of the shit we'll clean up, but that stuff we'll just leave there because
that's a good Scottish accent.
We agree with it, man. I had a thick Scottish accent when we came here.
Really?
I was.
Well, I can hear it a little bit now.
It's there a little bit, yeah.
Well, how thick was it?
It was like when we go back to if we go back to Scotland, I start to find.
It starts to
it starts to like morph back into how I used to sound, kind of, and you start cutting the words like I can, which is I know. I can. I can. Yeah, I can. I fit you in. What are you doing? Stuff like that. Like that's how I used to speak.
That's a totally different language.
It is, yeah, but that's how we spoke. You know.
That's it.
I'm just here myself. I'm just here by myself. Like
holy fuck.
Yeah. So like that's how I spoke. Not with that deep. I was.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But like I had a proper Scottish accent.
Proper.
Man, the first time, like when the first class when I went to school here, like I said, it was all boys school, which I wasn't used to at all. I walked into school. I was practically crying already because I was missing home. They sat you down in the teacher had seats where he wanted to sit, so we all sat in the seats where he designated us to sit. First class was English. He's like, hey, everyone get your book out. And he's like, all right, we're going to read this together. First student, can we get Matthew and Neil to read, please? And I haven't said a word to any cunt in this class at this point, man. And I'm just like, one day there was and the class just burst out laughing, man.
Oh.
And I was just like, fuck this. Like I just looked out because I was sat next to the window. I was just looking out at the oval and everything. Tears in my eyes. Just like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, this is awful. And then for the rest of the day, kids coming, where are you from? Who are you? Are you Dutch? I'm like, Dutch? What the fuck?
How did they get Dutch from that?
I don't know. They're like, I'm like, no, I'm from the UK. And, can you say this? Can you say this? Can you say that? Can you, like, all these words they want you to say. And that has been it for, like, pretty much all my life here, man. Like, every supermarket you walk into, where are you from? Yeah, fuck. Yeah, from there.
I'm from Scotland.
I've got family who are from London. I'm like, oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's nowhere fucking near. That's like you saying, oh yeah, we're from Canada. Oh yeah, I've got friends who come from New York. You know what I mean? It's
same,
like, oh,
yeah,
wow.
exactly.
Yeah. So that's because you guys will get there a lot. Are you American?
Oh, every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Oh, you're American?
But I can tell you're not.
How?
Because you're not a cunt. Sorry.
No, legit. It's true. Yeah. People, they always say like, "Oh, are you American?" And we're like, "No, we're Canadian." Yeah. You always have to explain it. Yeah. And they're like, "Oh, okay. Well, you sound American." I'm like, "Thanks."
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah. Well, you sound like a cat, mate. You know. You do it back, right? Next time I should be like, "No, I'm from fucking Scotland." Yeah. I'm from fucking Scotland.
You could do Scouse, man.
I could do Scouse.
Scouse is there, man.
I could do Scouse.
From Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm from fucking Liverpool. Yeah. Fucking Scouse, lad. Yeah. I don't know. I've always mixed up the two, to be honest. Every time I try to do Scottish accent, I just end up leading into Scouse.
Yeah.
Because Scottish is more like that.
That's good.
It's more
That's
like
really
you
good.
got to take your time. Take your time with it. Yeah. Then you got to keep going.
Now you got to go a bit English there now.
Really?
Yeah, that's cool though.
English? Like what? Where English?
Like South.
Fuck, see? Like,
yeah.
It's the hardest part is trying to like get it proper.
Consistency.
Well, with the proper dialect.
Yeah.
There's so many fucking accents in the UK alone.
Ridiculous.
It's like it's so easy to slip into each one. Like, and the thing is, people from there can immediately catch it.
But your Aussie one's good.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's gotten much better than it always was. But yeah, it's pretty good. I guess.
Man, I've got Aussie kids. Like, I can't do an Aussie. Like I've made
really?
Australians. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I've pumped them out. I've fucking pumped them out, and I still can't do their accent.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah, it's bad, man. I can get mate. Like start like all right, but that's just.
But you can't carry a
conversation. But then after that, I can't do like a full sentence in Australian.
Yeah, I could kind of do that, right? Like it's not that hard, but
yeah, that's great.
You know, like you just got to keep trying.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
It's fine. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll leave it to you, man.
Yeah, you just hate life.
But you do good. You know, when you do that cunt thing.
I know it's fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's but I mean, like the thing is, sometimes I just need the confidence of like getting into it.
Right.
Once I'm into it, though, it's like I really feel it.
You can
I feel a character almost. Like it's like I am this person.
If you do like if you were an actor, could you star in a film as an Australian?
Possibly, yeah, probably. But I think because it's acting, it's different because like I can just rehearse as much as possible.
Right.
And I'll make sure it feels natural.
Yeah.
Because I have the time. But like to do a whole set in an Aussie accent, no way.
Okay.
Not right now.
No.
I mean, I wouldn't want to do that anyway. Why
no,
the fuck would I do that?
That would be weird.
That'd be retarded.
It'd be a first.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that though.
Like, why is he just... Although Rory Scovel does a German guy Have you
Right, but
seen
he's not doing it for the whole set.
He does whole sets like that.
What?
Like 15-minute sets.
That's
like
crazy.
Yeah, he'll do a whole or he'll do a whole set as a guy from Texas or something like that.
Oh, okay. Well,
Deep South.
There are accents that I could do that are easier.
Yeah.
That I could do a whole hour with.
Yeah,
easily.
yeah.
But Aussie's a little tough still. I still have to think about it as I'm doing it.
Mm.
But anyway, this is natural. I think everyone has those ones that are like you have to think about it a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But I mean, I want to learn the Scottish one the most, man. That one's like one of my favorite ones. It's one of my favorite accents. His too.
Yeah.
But
people have favorite accents. That's great.
oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It's in your top 10. That's cool, man.
Scottish?
Yeah.
Oh, it's top 3 for me.
Top 3. What about you, Omid? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Do you mean like on a girl or just on a like? Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
Good.
I think. Yeah. I don't know if I had the top 10. Persian would be number 1. I don't even know what you guys sound like, to be honest.
Did you grow up around like different ethnicities, or is it usually just white people?
Not till I came out here.
Well, like,
So we had one Chinese kid at school.
and he was Scottish.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And
bro.
then we had one black guy, Christopher Aboki. If you watch, no, I'm sure he went on to play professional football in Scotland, but he was the African kid, and that was it, man. Like when we came out here, I'd never seen an Italian before. What the fuck are those? Like the Italian food here is amazing, you know. We didn't have that in Scotland, and the Chinese food here is amazing. Like we're lucky with food, as you probably worked out.
Well, I'm from Canada. Like in Toronto, it's the most multicultural place you'll ever find in the world.
Yeah,
That we get everything over there.
yeah,
Whatever you think of as a culture, we have it.
yeah. I've heard Australia and Canada are kind of similar.
Yeah,
And I'm guessing that's what, in that respect, that's where it is. We knew one great guy, but he was adopted. So he was adopted by a family from Manchester. So he looked fucking Greek, but there was no Greek.
Oh, it's so weird.
Yeah, because I love Greek food. And Middle Eastern food, like in general, like that kind of area is my favorite type of food. Love it.
How could it not?
Oh man, it's incredible. Like
You got everything.
I don't know why you guys are getting so angry all the time. Like just sit down and fucking eat, man. Like just have some dips.
Some pita with the meat.
Who cares what Jesus said or what this religion said? Just have some fucking dips. Have some fucking lamb. Because we're over in fucking England here eating fucking sausage rolls. We should be angry, man. You know what I'm saying?
And
we
black
should be
pudding.
furious. Furious. But you guys, like, just relax and have your fucking...
No.
Even
You're telling me.
Even the Jews have nice food.
I don't know about that.
No? Do they not?
Which Jews are you talking about?
Like some of them, I'm sure. No?
Persian Jews, maybe. Because they're still Persian.
Yeah, their stuff's it's too acidic. No. They do. Thank you. That's the response I want from my audiences. I don't want laughter when I do comedy. I just want a room full of people going nice, all in unison. Oh, like good one.
That would be really creepy. If everyone in unison said nice,
Yeah.
I would actually leave right away. I'm getting off stage immediately and running out.
No, yeah, that would be. I kind of want it to happen as well. Nice. This is nice. Just echoing.
Echoing, yeah. You're right, though, man. Honestly, so Andrew Schultz, you know Andrew Schultz.
Yeah.
He has a brilliant joke. One of my favorites that I've seen from when he was younger.
Right.
He posted it, like, obviously a throwback recently or a while ago, and it's a joke about the more oppressed a place is, the better their food is.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And it's like you never go to fucking Canada and be like, I want some Canadian cuisine, right? Because the women have, I'm butchering it, but it's like the women have rights here. Or like it's progressive, so the food's gonna be shit.
Right.
You go to like a fucking oppressed country, you know that food's gonna be fucking bumping because they're in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man,
but it's true.
So true. Yeah, because I was watching this thing. You know, Stanley Tucci, the actor.
Yeah.
He does this thing about being in Italy and all their food, and with Mussolini and stuff. Like when he was in charge, they really felt collapsed as a country during the war, and they like everything just fucked up for them. So they had to find different sources of food. They were making, like the peasant food, but their peasant food is like the best food in the world. It's the pastas. It's the So it's true. Yeah, he's bang on.
I mean, but it's so when you came to Australia, then like it was probably a huge culture shock for you eating all these foods then.
Oh yeah,
That's when you start to like put on the weight. Probably.
No, it was all right at first. First of all, man, it was even just like your takeaways because like they had McDonald's and KFC in Aberdeen. Just a year before we left, we got our first McDonald's.
So you didn't have McDonald's before that?
Like till 1992, they didn't have a McDonald's.
Oh well, I mean, okay, I guess that's before I was born, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, I was 12 at that stage, so
right.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as popular then.
It was in England. And it was in some parts of Scotland, but just hadn't made it for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm not sure if it's also something to do with the name McDonald as well and legal things within Scotland where things might have already been called McDonald's. And,
is that because it's a common name?
Well, McDonald's is a Scottish name. Yeah, it's a very popular Scottish name. So I don't know.
Wait, is McDonald's Scottish?
Yeah. No, it's not. It's American, but like the name McDonald is Scottish.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's a real Scottish name.
Anything Mac something is Scottish. Yeah, or
McFish
as well. Yeah.
McFillet.
Well, they're not names, but yeah, that's
McBurger.
There might be someone called McChicken. Have you seen McChicken?
A McCock.
The McChicken family with his wee children, his nuggets for children.
McNuggets.
Yeah. So I guess like KFC. I never had KFC before until we came out here, but I don't really like that.
KFC's kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't like it at all.
It's terrible. It feels like I'm not eating chicken.
Have you seen Bell's Chicken though? You've got one just down the road from here. That's nice.
Bell's Chicken?
Bell's Chicken. Yeah.
No, what is that?
It's like they're trying to replicate like proper American chicken, like deep fried itself kind of, and it's done really well.
Okay.
It's expensive, but it's lovely. It's just up on Elizabeth Street.
Yeah.
You should check that out. Anyway,
you want to go there after, don't you?
Yeah, but Greek food, man. Like when we got introduced, because Greek, that's the biggest population outside of Greece is here.
Yeah, it's wild.
And that food blew our mind. And then we had Italian neighbors, and they introduced us to like all the food and it was just like, wow, that's incredible. Like, yeah, you're just spoiled here. Thai food, never had Thai food before. That's incredible. Chinese, like Chinatown here. I've been to Chinatown in San Francisco, and it's like walking down the same street, except in San Fran, it's just like many
massive.
streets. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we walked into a place in San Fran, and it was identical to one of the places we go. Like even the people look the same. No, maybe cut that bit out. But
we keep it raw. And so do they.
But even like the cutlery and the cups and everything, like how they served it, like how they greeted you, it was all the fucking same menu, the same. It's like, all right, we are eating real Chinese food, great, or some westernized version, but it's the same here in San Fran as it is here in Melbourne, and yeah, we're lucky here, man.
What's your favorite food to eat? Like a
Middle Eastern, Greek, kind of like that kind of dips and the like
platters
shawarmas and things like
the
that.
The meat with the rice, with the bread, with the dip.
Easily my favorite. Yeah. And then Indian, which is very British.
It is very British.
But Indian food, I love Indian food.
Like, can you remember what your worst binge was? Or one of the worst ones?
You mean like when getting fat? I don't know, man, just all of the above. It was probably more things like crisps or chips, I guess they call them in Canada and here, but crisps and chocolate, which I haven't touched since Christmas Day.
Good for you.
Yeah, I haven't. That's the thing I've cut out.
Self-care king over here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've lost 6 kilos this year, which my goal was to lose 1 kilo a month, and so I'm ahead of the game.
It's pretty good,
but it doesn't look like it. I mean, obviously, he's just a fat bastard anyway. But I have lost. Give me a break. Fuck.
Yeah, you'll get there. I'm saying more so like, do you have a certain time you remember like, oh, I had a box of this with a side of this and a side of that?
When it was just like, this is too much?
Yeah,
what am I doing?
Any meal you remember that was just like, fucking...
I've done too much here. Do you know what? There's a Greek place called Stalactites one night.
Isn't that's like the most famous...
Yeah, it's 24/7. Oh, really? Yeah, so it's famous because it's like, after a night out on the town, everyone, because it's open, and it's a suva, man. Like souvlaki's gonna, help you with the hangover and what have you. And I ordered a suva, I ordered chips, and Zaganaki cheese, which you're supposed to share. I had the whole thing to myself, and that was that night. I was kind of like, what am I doing, man? where like my wife doesn't even know about this. You know what I mean? But I was just, oh, I'm not just eating it all, and I was like, fuck, a whole Zaganaki cheese, which is supposed to be for like 4 people, on top of the suva, man. You know what I mean? What about you? What was your?
Oh man,
it's not as bad as that.
Yeah, no, it's worse than that for
really?
Sure. I've had many different ones.
Okay,
I was big, man. I was a balloon.
How am I allowed to ask?
Yeah. My biggest, I was 300 and I guess you don't do pounds.
Kilos, yeah.
365 pounds was my biggest. So that's like
Right.
Wait,
okay.
What? 165 kilos? Yeah. No, it's not. 365 pounds is 165 kilos?
Okay.
What? Doesn't make sense. Anyway,
because I was 100. What, are we a similar height? Are you a little bit taller?
I'm 5'11".
Yeah, I think we're about the same height.
Same, yeah.
130 was how heavy, like 130. So you were 30 kilos heavier than I was.
So yeah, you were roughly 300.
Yeah, and that was during lockdown. That's when it got to its worst.
Mm.
And yeah, I've been chipping away at that now. And because I'm older, like you, man, you know, it does. It falls off easier when you're in your 20s and your 30s. As soon as I've hit 40, like I used to go out for a run. Like I go out running for 2 weeks, not like 2 weeks running over the period. Yeah, that was crazy. And I'd notice it just start to fall off. And I tried to do that with this. And I was like, well, there's nothing fucking happening. And so cutting things out is what's been helping, and going to the gym 3 times a week. And I've got guns now, man.
Yeah?
I didn't before, like, but I've got fucking...
Oh, shit.
And also I couldn't do a single push-up at the start of the year. I can do 15. I think I've told you this.
Sick. Yeah.
Because I tell everyone who will... I told the person on the tram coming here, I can do 15 push-ups.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the greatest achievements in my life.
It feels great, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly how I
do. You want me to do... Nah, that'd be silly. That'd be silly.
Maybe at the end. I'm the same way. I actually, beginning of the year, I couldn't do 1.
Wow.
And I'm at like, easily I could do 10 or 11 at
That's
this
great.
point.
Yeah.
So it feels good.
Yeah, man.
Especially as a big guy, I never was able to do it properly too, like good form. Yeah. But now you actually feel like you deserve to be here. Man, on this earth.
When I started the gym, you know when you do the one where you put your knees on the ground and you still do a push-up, so your knees are touching the ground.
Yeah, like the girl push-ups.
I didn't want to say that because we're in Melbourne, but yeah, the girl push-up.
It's okay. I don't give a fuck.
Cool.
We don't care here. Non-binary push-ups.
I struggle to one.
What? Even on your knees, you couldn't do one?
Even on my knees, I struggle to, like, I'd do one and I'd be like, dude, I can't fucking...
Wow.
And we just set to work doing gym stuff, and then one day he's just like, do you want to try doing 5 push-ups? And I went, dude, like on my knees. He's like, no, just try it proper. And I shat those 5 out so easily. He's like, keep going. And I struggled to 10. And he was like, dude. And I was like, fuck, really? So now I'm up to 15, and yeah, man.
Do you have a trainer?
Yeah. So he did comedy for a bit. It's a real lovely story. So yours, it's not really that lovely actually at all.
No, I want to hear it. Let's do
it. So Steve Hughes, as you know, he's a pretty big deal. More of a big deal in the UK, but a big deal here. He did a show in 2019 at the Athenaeum in the main room there. So that's about 2,000 people. And I was only like a couple of years into doing comedy, but he asked me to open for him. That's the first time. We became good mates. So I went and did that gig. And the personal trainer, he was in the audience. And about 3 months, I didn't even have like a Facebook or Instagram or anything. I just didn't have any online presence. And I had a Facebook personal page, but nothing for comedy. And about 3 months later, I find, like, going through my the messages that go to your junk folder or whatever, and there's this guy called Shane. He's like, oh, hey man, I saw you at the Steve Hughes gig. I thought you were fantastic. Why don't you have a comedy page? I've been looking for you for fucking months. So I started one. And we just became mates. He wanted to start comedy, and he asked if I could help him writing some stuff, and we just became mates. And he's like, I run a gym. It's 25 minutes away from where I live, but he's like, come down, I'll look after you. And it's not a gym where it's like full of fucking steroid junkies. It's just like a real, it's a little bit of a girly gym maybe. But it's just me and him most of the time, and it's been great. Like for mental health and fitness, it's been really cool, man.
I feel it's so much better when you have someone else pushing you too.
Yeah, definitely. And he's a professional. He was a professional kickboxer. So he started teaching me how to box because he knows he's amazing at it. And my son now does boxing as well, and he's a little hard nut. Like, he's a little skinny kid, but like you wouldn't want to fucking no one at school messes with him.
Of course,
it's kind of like the guy does boxing. Don't go.
How old is he?
He's 14.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
14. I love it. You can't say the T's?
Yeah, we can't. Really, it's funny, man. Yeah, like people used to give us a lot of shit for it, and I became really self-aware of it. But like, what's the word? Like in it. It's like I don't pronounce the R on something. I'm trying like favorite. Favorite. No, not favorite. What's another word? There's some. Yeah, it'll come to me. But like,
it's just the way you're raised, I guess. It's like how the dialect is. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Yeah, I'm just taking the piss, mate.
But I'd like sometimes I'd be on stage here and I'll say the word "yeah," like a few years ago, and someone in the audience is like "yeah." I'm like, fuck, man. Like, yeah, I've got a different accent. Let's fucking get over it.
Yeah.
Like, there you go. It. When I don't say it, I'll say it. Get over it. Get over it.
That's how I say it.
Yeah.
Get over it.
It's American, isn't it? It's North American.
Yeah, North American.
It is, but over here, they're like, you're saying get over it. It's get over it, and I'll be like, no, get over it.
Get over it.
Rit. I'll say rit. Get over it.
Get over it.
Yeah. But fucking, who gives a shit? Like, you know what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So wait, can your kid beat you up?
Man, he's quick. He's super quick. Because I know how to box as well. Probably not, but. Like,
you probably not, or you.
But he's better than me at boxing already.
Oh wow!
Like he moves quick, and he's. I think when you teach kids, man, like my daughter's amazing on guitar. They just learn super quick when you learn young. It just seems to like they soak it up like a sponge, and his technique is so much better than mine. He's a lot fitter than I am as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's starting to get like a 6-pack and stuff like that.
What?
But he's quick and he punches hard. Like because he's just a small fella, like skinny fella. Oh. But Jesus, he put like when he's punching, it's hard now, man.
So you're not worried about him at all.
No, it's been great for his confidence, man, and also great for even just stuff like as a kid. He gets up off his ass and will wash the dishes without asking. You know what I mean? Like there's initiative there as well now, and it's all been from the boxing. I wish I had that confidence when I was a kid, man. I was just broken. Like I was frightened of everything. He just walks around with his chest out, and kids won't mess with him at school. Even though he's smaller, they're just kind of like, oh no, we won't. And because he'll go into the pose and he'll move, and they'll be like, no, we'll leave it.
Yeah, we'll see later.
Yeah, it's cool. We're cool. We'll leave it, man.
Hey, we're cool, man.
Yeah. I wish my daughter learned how to do it because girls have it tough, man.
I know. Yeah.
There was a protest in Australia. Did you see that just the other day or yesterday? What? A protest in Australia
in Sydney, right?
I think
that woman about no more or whatever.
Yeah, about men stop killing women, which is great.
That's wild.
Probably should stop killing them.
Yeah.
But like the fact that they've had to like say there's a crisis in this country with killing women,
that's wild.
Is wild. Yeah.
Wait, what's happening with that? I don't understand.
They just keep murdering them,
like just
domestic violence and shit like that.
Jesus,
that's insane. It's sad, but
why over here?
I don't know. I don't want to get myself into trouble. I really don't know, man. Like we had a female comedian. She was murdered a few years ago. Eurydice.
What?
Yeah, walking home from a gig.
No.
Yeah. Who? Man. Her name was Eurydice. She was open micer, and she finished the gig. Went home, and this guy, not a comedian, just like a super autistic, it turned out, like mental guy, followed her home, raped her, murdered her, and that was like right in the midst of the whole hashtag Me Too kind of movement as well, and there was this real hatred against and warranted, I guess, against men because it just keeps happening, man. It just keeps happening to them. But that was like quite a close thing for the comedy community in Melbourne for that to happen. It was like, a lot of people were gigging with her that night and never saw her again. So very sad. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's rough.
But at least you know a bit about the history.
No, I know.
Scene. Yeah. Don't do any of your rape murder jokes because they'll probably fall flat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What is something that you worry about more now that you have kids?
Just being a father, you mean? Or
Yeah.
But you know what, man? We're lucky because neither of my kids are really on social.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're not on TikTok or they've both got an Insta account, but they're pretty smart with it. But that stuff really worried me because that seems to be pretty shit for a lot of people. But because they're just not involved in it, it doesn't exist. I mean, yeah. So I don't. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know what would I be worrying about now. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the shit that's going to happen to them in the future, I probably won't be here for anyway. So I'll just die of obesity.
Yeah.
That was bad, man. I went to the doctor. I don't know if this ever happened to you, but when I went to the doctors during lockdown, one of the things they actually, they said, oh, we're going to send you to a nutritionist and on the thing actually says morbidly obese.
What?
Yeah. You're classed as morbidly obese.
Yeah. I've had that.
Yeah. That was
sad, right?
Oh, man. Morbidly?
Yeah.
I just thought I was overweight, man.
It's humbling.
Yeah.
It's very humbling. Especially at a young age, you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Especially a lot to work on.
I was reading it while I was eating cake. I'm like, fuck. That's
usually how it goes. You're also eating cake.
Yeah.
Or some kind of chocolate or food that you shouldn't be eating.
Morbidly, though, man.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Isn't it, I don't know. Cause I don't know about you, but the reason why, obviously, you want to lose weight so bad is because of the embarrassment.
Yeah.
And the shame of it all.
Well, the nutritionist I went to see was so attractive. She was one of the most stunning women I've ever seen.
That actually makes it worse.
It did, because she's got the letter there, and she's like, all right, it says here you're morbidly obese. Yeah, what? Maybe, but watch, if I suck it in, it's
just
a pass.
Obese.
Just obese, yeah. We could still, I don't know. Yeah.
It must have started somehow, because you said you grew up and you weren't as confident and you had anxiety. But where do you think that comes from? Is it?
Lack of confidence. I don't know, man. Probably stuff to do with my old man, or our old man was away a lot. It was very hard to get. It would be funny because my mum would say to us oh, your dad was talking to me last night in bed and he said he thought you were really good at football yesterday. And I used to think why can't he just tell me in person? It was weird. So I never even knew it was if he meant it or not. And I guess you're always looking for your parents' thumbs up, but especially your old man when you're a lad growing up in the 80s, 90s, especially, I guess more so. So, maybe stuff from that. I don't know. Catholic guilt that played a big part as well, man. That was huge. My granddad was so into the church, and I had to be an altar boy, and I was never banged or anything by a priest. Yeah. And even that, then you start questioning why not. Wasn't I good looking enough? Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, I don't know, man. So it's probably just a combination of stuff. It's not really. That's the other thing is, man, you brush it under the rug because it's not really that bad compared to some shit that's going on in the world. You know what I mean? But the thing that hurt the most was probably being moved away from the UK. Looking back on that, and every psychiatrist I've seen or therapist or whatever, all dude, they're that. That's a huge thing to be plucked out suddenly and dropped somewhere else at their age. Don't underestimate how big a deal that is. And I think we did. And I put on a brave face and actually tried to be funny all the time because my mum was always crying because we were away and I didn't want her to cry. I wanted my brothers. I was the oldest of four. I wanted everyone to be funny. Still, I'm the oldest of four. They're all alive. But I just wanted everyone to be happy. And yeah, you just kind of, I don't know. Part of me thinks that's where the comedy came from. It's not the saddest story in the world, but yeah, it was. I don't deny it now. It was fucking tough. This is probably the first time in the last couple of years where I can talk about it without my voice breaking and stuff like that. Because I used to start thinking about it. And again, I think it's because I got kids and you look at them and you're like, fuck, when I was your age, shit, that wasn't right. Why did my parents do that to us? You know what I mean? Why did they hit us when we were kids? I've never hit my kids. My kids are amazing. Never had to hit them. But I look at the reasons the first time I said the F word in front of my parents, I got a fucking
belt?
hiding, man. I didn't know what the word meant. Give me a break. I was 6. I didn't know what it meant. Why would you beat someone for that? You know what I mean? Why would you whack them? didn't understand. But also my parents were pretty young, and I get it now. Like they don't understand. I don't understand most stuff at this age now. Even at 40, I'm still learning shit. So you forgive them in a way. But I think it's just all that. This is too much.
No, it's not.
Let's go back to talking about kids being morbidly obese. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it all has something to do with it, man. There is comfort in food. Boredom. If you're bored, turn to food. It's easy. The funny thing is now I'm losing weight. I'm a really fucking good cook now. Like that's something I really got into during lockdown, and my wife's always been really good, but like I've started to step up, and I make some really nice meals now, and I don't eat as much of it anymore. But yeah, it's funny, man.
What kind of stuff do you cook that you like to cook?
So Indian.
You can cook Indian food?
Yeah, I love Indian food, man. We had a good Indian friend. I don't know, I haven't heard from him for a while. Barath. He used to do comedy, but he stopped. But he came over in one of the breaks we had during lockdown, showed us how to make curries and stuff, and fucking I love it, man. Like from scratch, you know. So we do that. My kids love it as well, and well, they kind of have to. But yeah, that's probably the thing I love making the most is a curry, because it's quite involved in all the smells, and it's like you're in a cauldron at Hogwarts, just putting all the magic potions in, you know. Yeah. What about you?
You do it with roti?
Yeah, I make naan fresh.
Really?
Yeah, from scratch. I'll do that as well. Wow. TikTok helps, man. It's got a lot of.
That's the beauty of the internet, honestly. Yeah.
That's the best part of it for me. Is
exactly. That's the most positive side of it. Is like people like us.
Yeah,
like a white guy, a white English guy.
Yeah,
is making fucking bomb curry.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Yeah,
that wouldn't happen 20 years ago.
Not at all.
And like vice versa with any scenario, Asian guy could be making Persian food. I've literally seen that before.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's why
it's opened up so many doors of that, hasn't it?
Yeah. That's why I think social media is great for that reason. But obviously, there's many reasons why it's toxic too. But
you've killed it on there, man.
Yeah, I mean.
How did that start? Because like I feel like I'm too old for it.
A lot of people say that, man. Like even at your age, I'm like, but it sounds dumb, but you're still so young. There are actual seniors on TikTok who are crushing it.
What's that? You see, I don't have much. I don't know how to do it. Like I don't know how to play the game.
Sure.
But TikTok is the one thing where, and this is going to sound embarrassing, but where I feel like I had some success, and I went from 25 followers. I posted this one stand-up clip, and it was very professional because it was from the Athenaeum, the gig. He was filming a special that night, so they had the cameras running before he went on, and it caught some of my stuff. And that one thing, I posted it, and within 24 hours, it had like 400,000 views. Which for me, I was like, I think I'm viral. I'm like at that time, I was famous. Like, I'll tell my wife, like, I think I'm a millionaire now. Yeah. I don't know how it works, but I think that's what's going to happen.
I can just retire now.
Yeah. And I had 25 followers, and within 24 hours, I had like 3,600 followers. But that was like a year ago, and it hasn't done anything. Like I post some things since, and like those animated things I do, I post them, and like they get like a few hundred views, and that's it. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, fuck, man. Like, but you clocked it. You completed it, man.
I mean, fuck, it's not easy, but I think it's also a discipline thing too of sticking at it.
Right.
That's all it is. I'm not a master at it. I just kept posting.
Because this is your life now, yeah? This is what you do.
Full time, right? It's like, and I love it. I love every aspect of comedy, and I'll travel anywhere to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're talking about, like not doing the Billboard thing. If Billboard, I would fucking go anywhere. I love it.
Yeah, sort this
out. Yeah. Love Billboard. It's one of my favorites. I'm not even just saying that because we're on camera, but genuinely, like I that brings a lot of joy for me.
Right.
Being able to get up and go anywhere in the world at any time to do something that has to do with comedy.
Right.
Whether it's filming a video with someone, a favorite creator of mine, or opening for a favorite comedian of mine, doing a show with another comedian that I like, or a movie because I act as well.
Yeah.
It's like I want to do all that, right? So that's why I heavily believe in doing content for that reason.
Right. Yeah.
Because it creates those opportunities to travel or to do whatever, right?
Yeah, it opens those doors.
But yeah, I mean, you're talking about I was actually going to ask about the clay.
Yeah.
Or the animation that you do for your stand-up. It's like your stand-up show or like?
Man, it just started during the festival. So I was just kind of like, fuck, I don't really like the comedy festival, but I was like, what if Because I feel like, because it's not by invite, anyone can do a show at it. So you could be doing comedy for a week, and some people have been, man. Some people have been doing it less than a year, and they're putting on an hour special. And I can tell you right now, they don't have a fucking hour.
They don't even have 5 minutes.
They don't even have 5 minutes, but they still do it anyway, and they allow them to do it. And the festival takes money from them and pumps it back into the artists that they really like. And I even find some of them to be fucking just garbage, and that's fine. Like it doesn't stop my enjoyment in doing comedy.
Right.
So, but you asked me why I don't like the fest, and that's probably the main reason why. It's just saturated with shit. If 100%. They did it goes for 4 weeks. If they did a week where it was like New Acts Week.
A what?
A new just people who are new at it. Doing a week of comedy,
right?
Just for them, just 1 week.
True.
I think that would be, because then you're not up against the big stars, and people can go around and go, oh, I'm going to go and support this and check it out, and might see him in a few years' time doing the other weeks when it's the big stars, and then the other 3 weeks can just be all the big stars competing with each other, and they can fill out their rooms because they've got followings, and it's a great night for everyone because this guy's good and. Blah blah blah.
It's also one thing to add to is it's also you're mix mashing all these different types of people together into one festival. And now these people think they're a comic all of a sudden.
Oh man, yeah.
Everyone thinks they're a pro.
Yeah.
When they're in the fest, I'm like, literally 90% of you are not.
No.
Completely. I'm even me. I'm like, I'm not gonna do my own hour until I'm ready to do an hour.
Yeah.
And I do it like every couple of years at this point.
Cool.
Like, how are you doing an hour when you're 2 weeks in?
Yeah.
And then like they talk about it like in a very delusional way.
Yeah.
About I'm just put on my hour. I just got 2 openers. Like each do 5, and I just do 45 to an hour. And I'm like, of what?
Man,
I don't know how it's possible.
It took me like 4 years of doing this till I was comfortable calling myself a comedian.
Yeah,
maybe more.
Too.
And even then, it was only because someone, like, his name's Brad Oakes. He's like a legend of the scene. He's been doing it for years. He was like, no, dude, you're a comedian. Say it. Whereas, like, some people do one open mic set and they're like, fucking hey, I'm a comedian. It was that easy.
That's the problem, man. But,
yeah.
I mean, whatever. It is what it is.
So that's why I don't like it. But I thought, the other thing I don't like is, and this is why I think, social media is garbage for this, is when someone posts something of how brilliant everything is. So I'll do a gig with someone, and then the next day they'll post a photo of them at that gig at an angle where it looks like it's full, but there was only 5 people there, and they'll say, fucking destroyed, what a great night. I'm like, you fucking died. What are you like, this is a lie. So I thought, fuck it, why don't I create this like alternate dimension where I'm this comedian who fucking just actually that exists already, but just fucking destroys every night. It's at a festival in a place called Middleham in the UK, which I thought I made up, but when I looked up, it actually exists. There is a Middleham in the north.
Fucking course.
I did it because it's Middlesbrough, and I thought West Ham, Middleham, boom. And he just and just say things about comedy in general through it, and I'm a graphic designer.
Oh, okay. That's why I was gonna ask, how the fuck did you make this animation?
Right. Yeah. So I'm a graphic designer.
Okay,
that's my job, which I love, and I used AI. And AI's great, but it only gets you part of the way, and then I Photoshop the rest. And then the animation is just all old school animation. Like it's like I've made like 20 pictures of my character blinking or with his mouth open or whatever, and I just overlay it. It's quite time consuming, but you create patterns, and I can create different, like just drop them in and out, and that's basically it. But the great thing with AI is and there is a skill to it, man. I don't know if you've tried using AI, so. It's not just as simple as, like, I've even gone down to as far as describing what type of camera is being used to shoot this, what time of day, what aperture setting, what camera it's being shot on. Like that's all part of the description. And you just get, which is important in the world of graphic design, you get consistency of an image. And so I've been able to create a world very quickly. But then, I thought, fuck it, let's animate this. And the idea was that would be my festival. Every day I tried to post something about how the gig went. It was always great, always killed it. and just little clips, and then I've started doing little episodes, and it's kind of like a Mighty. Do you know the Mighty Boosh? Did you guys get that?
No.
Okay.
What is that?
It was a British. It was very popular here because they'd also do shows at the comedy festival years ago when they started. But it's this duo who had this TV show. It's just out there. It's surreal. It's very funny, but it has a real cult following. But just batshit insane. And basically, it's like that. Like there's a talking tortoise in it. You know what I mean? Or there's he time travels. You know, he goes back in time and performs in front of a caveman, and also commandeers a mammoth, which is where that's his transport. He rides a mammoth around the village. So it's stupid shit, man. But also there's stuff about being a stand-up in there. Like there's a guy called he's a White Knight Wendell, who gets up and just talks about how good he is as a person and how black people should be given a chance and so should brown people, and the audience are going nuts. And it's because like that's what comedy is now, man. Like
social justice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's a social justice warrior. We call them
woke.
White Knights over here. Yeah.
Or woke comic, yeah.
Yeah, and like a Hannah Gadsby kind of character who just talks about how much she hates men and everyone's cheering and
best comic in the world.
Yeah. It's so it's just having a little, and the funny thing is the amount of people I've had contact me and say, is this supposed to be this person? Is this me? Is that me that you've put on there? Are you doing this version? And it's like, no, it's fucking not. But then that's also common as well. We're so narcissistic that we think he must be doing me.
It's gotta be me.
But there's a bit of everyone in there. You know what I mean?
It's a mixture of the people you've seen over and over again.
Yeah. So it's really
tropes.
It's really, I've had a lot of comedians get in touch and say, this is fucking great. And it's been fun to write as well. But I just don't know how. I'll just keep doing it. It's hard work. I enjoy it, so that's why I do it. But I just don't know how to get more people to watch it. But at the same time, I kind of don't give a shit as well. It's there. Someone might find it one day and come back and watch all of them, and But it's been fun to do, man. Yeah,
that's great, man. Would you say it's more of like a passion project then, or?
Definitely, because it's all the stuff I liked as a kid, like it's like Noddy, or like I used to watch those claymation things, like the art, like Wallace and Gromit and things like that. It's a bit of that. It's a bit of like that show, Mighty Boosh. It's a bit of maybe The Office with David Brent and it's
the UK version.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely. Yeah. I won't watch the American version.
What, you won't?
Nah, man.
Why?
Because the original's the best.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard they're very different.
Yeah,
they are very and I'm a big fan of Parks and Rec. Like, I think that's a great show.
Really? But you won't watch The Office?
I won't watch it, no.
Office US is much better than the UK one.
No way.
Yeah.
No way fucking
UK one's hilarious, don't get me wrong.
Oh, the UK one's the greatest comedy show I reckon that's ever been made.
But you haven't even watched any episodes of the US.
I've seen a couple of them. I love Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Like, I think this, but I don't think it comes close.
Wow. Don't tell this guy.
Oh no! So yeah, I don't think it comes anywhere near.
Wow.
And that's not me.
That's
just
crazy.
Yeah. Again, that's comedy, isn't it? We all have different.
No, man, you're not allowed.
No?
Not for this, motherfucker.
Who likes Cheers? I love that show.
Family Matters.
Family, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So you're inspired by those shows in the UK Office. You're saying,
yeah.
How long does it take you to create one of these short episodes?
It's probably about 4 hours all up.
Oh, okay. It's not bad.
It's not that bad. But it's also when, like, it was really tough because I was really busy with my normal work.
So wait, what's your normal work?
So graphic designer. I do, there's a company called, I work for a few, like I'll do websites and stuff for one company. A guy called Chris Asher. Shout out. I said I was going to shout out his name today. Anyway, did it. There's another guy, these other guys called Umbrella Entertainment, who release films on Blu-ray and DVD, mainly Blu-ray and 4K HD. And so it's like designing box sets and the booklets and everything that come with them. So I get to work on some real cool films. And I'm a film nerd, so it's like dream come true kind of stuff. So, yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, I get to do that. It was really busy the other week with both those jobs, and I was trying to do I was like up till 10 o'clock trying to do the animations. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, man? What, so I can get 200 views? Like, what the fuck am I doing? But yeah.
But you love it though, so it doesn't matter.
That's just it. It makes me laugh, and I have fun writing it. And I've got another one I'll be releasing in a few days, which I think they keep getting better because I'm getting better at it. It's a new skill as well.
It's very unique.
Yeah,
no one else is really doing that.
No, well, I don't think anyone has the time to spare. But also, like I said, it's not the AI does help, but there's still a bit of skill in that as well. Not skill, but like knowing how to use it. It's almost like coding, I guess, in a sense. Yeah,
you're already doing it as a job, so it's like you're way ahead of anybody.
Exactly,
and you're doing comedy, so it's like a beautiful combination.
Yeah.
And that's the thing though. If are you posting these on TikTok?
I do, yeah. So you see, like I said, TikTok's the one where I had most success, but I post them on there, and it's like, I'll post a comedy reel, like a stand-up clip, and that'll get like a couple of thousand views in a few hours, and then that'll kind of peter out, and that's it. But then I post them, and it's like
nothing, just
300 views or something. Right. Yeah.
But that's the thing, man. I how many do you have out right now of those episodes?
1, 2, 3. I think there's like 4 or 5.
Okay, yeah, so it's still new. I think if you continue posting these, and like I highly recommend you just keep posting them.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm just going to cheat. I'm going to put you in the next one.
Do it. I'm going to be like, hey, man, is this me?
Yeah.
Is this about me?
Like, no, and I'll be like, this time, yes, it fucking is. Share it with all your followers, you cunt, and get this up to, like, get this viral, because, yes, it's you. Yeah. That's why he's called Neema.
Yeah.
I've just got, and his brother, Omid's in there and everything. Like, and they live in the lift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see this hairy chest popping out? It's because you're Persian and it's you.
This is when you were a fat bastard, Neema. That's why I've just like done you over, like, you son of a bitch.
I like that.
I actually did it. There's a guy called Drunk Desmond. Have you met David Tulk?
David Hulk?
David Tulk.
David Tulk?
Yeah, he's a comedian. He's seen you a few because he was doing spots around the corner, and he's come to a couple of ducks. So he's been on the scene for years, and he's a real super funny guy. But we're good mates, and he's like, "Can you put me in your?" And I'm like, "Oh man, like, yeah, all right." But I made him like this gross, burping, farting, drunk, because he is a bit of an alcoholic in real life.
There you go.
And his name's Drunk Desmond, and he's like, "Fuck, man, can you make me a bit slimmer?" I'm like, "It's done, man. It's done."
Too bad.
It's like, you made me the most disgusting. I'm like, yeah, man, that's right.
Yeah, make me whatever you want, bro. Morbidly obese, I'm here for it.
Just that, I wouldn't do that. I'm not that man.
If you want,
you didn't ask.
Yeah,
you didn't ask, but yeah, I'll be nice to you both. But yeah,
thanks, man. So I would love that. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be funny.
Yeah, you said you're a film nerd.
Yeah.
What kind of films?
Horror mainly.
Oh, don't say that around him.
You don't like horror? Or you love horror?
I love it. He doesn't.
You don't like horror films? Too scary.
He's terrified.
Really? But like, what about like Silence? Well,
no, nothing. You tell him everything. No way.
Like, I once lost a bet, and I had to watch The Exorcism, as you just said.
The Exorcist, yeah, cool.
Or The Exorcist.
I love that you called it The Exorcism.
Yeah,
go on.
it might as well. It was my exorcism, actually. Yeah. But short of that, like, I hate it. I hated every second of it.
It's a scary film, hey?
It's if you think it's scary, think about what I think, right? Like, I watched it with the lights on, the windows open, middle of the day, and I was like, never again.
Right.
Windows open.
I don't actually know why. My theory is that my nervous system is already activated enough.
Right.
Maybe I have like previous trauma or something, and I'm like, I don't need more. I don't need to feel fear.
Okay.
I already live.
Nice feeling.
I already live in a state of fear. I don't need to. Like,
you live near the haunted bookshop, man.
Yeah, exactly. So there's just no scenario I'll watch it anymore. I'll just leave the room. I'll go for a walk.
But you like, or do you love them?
I like them.
You like them, yeah.
I don't mind.
What's your favorite horror film?
I love creepy shit.
Yeah, cool, man. Me
Gory,
too.
creepy stuff.
Yeah,
I love that stuff. Not more than the fantasy stuff. Fantasy stuff doesn't really scare me.
You see, I'm like Dracula. Like, I love the old Dracula films and stuff.
See, I don't like those at all.
Yeah, no, that's. But I got so into it. It's crossed over into all of horror. So like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Shit like that. Saw is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, Saw's great. That's Aussie directors.
Oh right, yeah.
They're both Australian. James Wan.
Yeah. I remember his Aussie. Yeah,
he went to RMIT just up the road.
Sick. Fuck.
Yeah,
that's a dog cunt.
Yeah, he did. He made a movie about one. Yeah. No, so I like them.
But only the first one. Like, I mean, like the couple after were fine too.
Yeah.
But after 3 or 4, I was like, all right, bro. Like,
Yeah, I drop off with those ones.
Yeah, but the first one, for the first time seeing it, was insane.
Have you seen Talk to Me, the Aussie one that went huge last year?
No.
So that's like one of the biggest horror films in the last, I'm going to say, 4 or 5 years. It was huge.
What is it about?
It's this hand, like a statue of a hand, and you hold on to it and you say talk to me, and on the opposite side, so it's like a seance, I guess. On the opposite side of the table, like a dead body appears, a ghost, and starts talking to you. But it's about possession and things like that. And hugely successful film. And the boss at this company I work for, he's the producer on that film. And now they've just released, it's at the cinema at the moment, Late Night with the Devil. I don't know if you've seen ads for that. It's supposed to be, it's another hit. Like, it's supposed to be a lot of fun, and it's like found footage film. Like, they found this old footage from the 70s late night talk show, and they had a possessed girl on it, and shit just goes wild on the show. It looks like a lot of fun. Like, it's supposed to be great. It was actually, I think it's 2 Australian directors, but it's like set in America, but it was filmed in Australia. And it's supposed to be really, I think I'm hoping I get to work on that film. From what I heard, I might be working on that one. So
wow.
As in doing the box set and thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's, I'm a big horror fan. I used to run the Melbourne Horror, this is real nerdy, I used to run the Melbourne Horror Film Society before I did, which is going, like, it was all right back then, but now it's like really cool. Like they do great with screenings and stuff. I used to be heavily involved in that, so yeah. But I love cinema in general. Like, me and the kids, we had the kids watching Godfather last night for the first time.
Wow, that's unreal.
That's a great film. You. Yeah,
putting them on early.
Yeah, they're really into it, and it's a shame because like I feel like old cinema like that with TikTok and things like that, people just want to scroll to it. Like, I almost felt like I needed to put a sign at the top of the TV saying, watch till the end, like they do on some TikToks that go for 2 minutes.
I know.
But so it's we haven't finished it because we started it a bit late, but there's like an hour to go, and I said to them when we switched off last night, like, what do you think? And they're like, yeah, this is great. I'm like, yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank God I don't have to kick you out of this house.
Yeah. So yeah, man.
That's cool. What's your favorite horror movie?
I think The Exorcist is probably
that's
the
your
scariest.
favorite one? Ultimate one?
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's the scariest. I think that's because of the Catholic background in that. It really did frighten me. But I do love this old Hammer horror films, which I don't know if you've heard of Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. I'm a big fan of them. But that's like the Dracula and Frankenstein stuff. Yeah.
So more like the fantasy ones.
Yeah, like the like paranormal, supernatural kind of stuff. But then The Exorcist, I do like a lot, which I guess is also paranormal in that. But yeah,
yeah, I love the more realistic ones.
Like
you might have seen it, but it's called Hush.
I know of it. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It's I fucking loved it. It was great. It was really cool. Really good concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do know the film.
It's so good.
Why do you reckon you like that more than?
Man, I'm fucked up. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. No, that's a great answer, man.
No, I because it's. I love things that are the most relatable to reality.
Yeah,
in any emotion. I don't know. I feel like something that would actually happen is either really cool or fucked up, and it's scary to think about. Yeah, but it's reality. It's real. So I think it draws more emotion out of you. Yeah, which is the whole point of a movie, right?
Well, yeah, it's interesting, man, because I mean, especially like with your background being in Iran and stuff, and like they do equate a lot of this is getting real nerdy now, but a lot of the horror films, how the waves of them, how they move, like, you know, the gory stuff tends to come out when there's a war going on. So like Vietnam War was kind of followed by films like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like real visceral kind of films and stuff like that. Whereas after like World War II, the amount of, like, involving like the amount of deaths and that and everything, they kind of moved into this more kind of like Dracula and Frankenstein thing, because it was still scary, but it was also, like you said, it was fantasy. It was like kind of getting away from that world. But now we seem to, we piggyback off of stuff when it's dark times. The films are a lot darker. Like, we've moved away from doing the Dracula and Frankensteins now, which is why you don't. Those films just get released all the time. Like, they were 30s and then the 50s and then the 60s and the 70s, the 80s, all the way up to the 90s. You had Bram Stoker's Dracula with Francis Ford Coppola, but that's it. Like, they've kind of stopped now because it just isn't isn't what the people want. They want fucking Hostel, or they want Saw. Have you seen Hostel? Like, that's fucked up.
Conjuring.
Conjuring, yeah, like stuff that's just a bit more like super scary, or in your face, visceral.
Yeah, that's fuck. I never thought about it that way. That's some interesting shit.
But it's the internet as well, you know. Like, we've got some real. Like, I can you remember when the fucking. How old were you when 9/11 happened? Like 2.
I was 7.
7. So yeah. So like, there was videos coming out online of the Taliban cutting the heads off of journalists or American soldiers, wherever, and they'd like, it was like just cut them off with a knife, hacked them off, just holding the guy's head off. And I remember there was a thing in America where a teacher showed it to his students, just like, yeah, this is happening, man. This is real. This is what they're doing to us. Let's fucking get them. And like, I think now that shit like that's out there on the internet. What the fuck's, like, you know, all the violent shit you can see on the internet.
Oh, like, easy. It's very abundant. Like, you can see whatever.
A guy blowing his head off on
easily.
TikTok.
Yeah, it's
what the fuck's Dracula gonna do, man? How's Dracula gonna fucking scare anyone now? I'm gonna bite your neck. Who gives a fucking shit?
Yeah, give me more.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to watch a guy getting his head cut. You know, is this a terrorist, or is it cake? I don't know, man. Like, is it an episode of Is It Cake, or is it like, that's where it's got to now?
That's so true. Yeah. It's so extreme that it's normal now.
Yeah.
So how that's where I'm. Okay, first of all, I never knew that about the psychology behind the horror movies after certain events that you're talking about.
Yeah.
How, like, it makes sense though.
Yeah.
Because they almost want to, like, they want you to direct your attention to something new.
Yeah.
And because they know people want that. Because they want to switch their mind.
They jump on it. It's to make money, but how can we?
Well, that, but also it's like, they want to direct people's attention the most to something that is like, that's not happening. So that it's like a fresh emotion or whatever it is that's coming at them. But also, I don't know where I was going with this, but
well, you got, like, with World War I, World War II, there were wars where the lines were very defined. Like, there wasn't really many protests going on in America or in the UK of like, let's stop the war.
Yeah.
It was like, it's good versus evil. So those films like Dracula is very much, it's good versus evil. But then you had like the Vietnam War where people were like, no, this is fucked up. We shouldn't be doing this. This is awful. So like, instead of like say, no, this is good versus evil. Let's get Dracula up here. Let's do Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And this is what violence is. This is what it looks like. Like, those student filmmakers who are now becoming the big, you know, Tobe Hooper or whatever, like they were showing it. Like, this is what's happening over there, man. This is how fucking disgusting, like, full on it is. Like, it's in your face. It's violent. Like, we live in a violent world.
Yeah, like you're saying. Do you know why or how the horror movie genre started at all? Like, I don't know, because you're saying you're a nerd, movie nerd, but like,
yeah,
I'm just curious.
I mean, I guess you'd have to go back to like novels. Like why is there horror stories? Do you know what I mean? Like, because people, it's
imagination.
It's you like get scared. It was, I think, like in the UK, it was Christmas time was traditionally when you had a ghost story. That was what they would like. That's where Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol, it's a ghost story. It was Christmas time. It was very much a Christmas thing. Tradition was to have a ghost story at Christmas time, you know? And I guess that's because you're getting close to New Year, and maybe you're reflecting on the year that's gone, reflecting on the past, and it all comes, you know, back to haunt you or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's it.
But yeah, I guess in general though, like when people are making horror movies, you're saying for the most part, it's almost like there's a reason why they're making a certain movie because it's based off like a certain event that's going on, or like traditionally in society, or
maybe. I mean, I guess also it's just a lot of people might be doing it just for fun.
Well,
like,
that's too, yeah, of
you
course.
know. But
you're saying like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it was based off of like almost like the World War I time, or
no, like it's text. I was just talking about because it was like, I mean, it was 70s, but it was after the Vietnam War, or was it during? I don't know. Like I'd have to check, but like it's more just a reflection on like the society at that time. Like it was, you know, that war was brutal. I mean, all wars are brutal, but the lines were very divided. There wasn't a very clear. Are we right? Should we be doing this? You know what I mean? Like, like fighting the Nazis. Yeah, we should do that. We probably should stop them taking over the world and trying to wipe out all the Jews. Like that's probably like we should do that. We should stop that. Whereas with Vietnam War, it was very much more like, I don't think we should be here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of those wars going around these days, like with Iraq, America went there. You know what I mean? Like, should we?
Yeah.
Ukraine, even, you know, like, should Americans be got, you know, it's, should we really be putting stuff on the doorstep of Russia? It doesn't feel fair to Russians, because if Russia put like some shit in Mexico, I'm pretty sure Americans would be like, hey, you shouldn't be fucking here. You know what I mean? Like, so the lines are blurred, and I guess, you know, it's just like, this is how violent this shit is. I think I'm talking shit. I'm pretty sure. I know what I'm talking about now. But yeah, I guess that's why, you know, the internet and all these wars now, where, like, when was the last time we had a war where it was like, yeah, we should be fucking doing this. Let's go get him.
I have no idea.
I'm guessing it was World War II.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. What were you guys doing during World War II? Iran?
I have no idea.
Probably shouldn't go there. Yeah, neither do
Honestly, it's so beyond my...
Like, Nazis are nuts, yeah? Like, that's crazy.
That we can agree.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, it's like, yeah, I get it.
I don't know, man. Yeah, it's so complex.
It's hard to stand up for a Nazi.
Very hard.
It really is. Like, I can't... That's right, they did, didn't they? For the guy, that's right. For the guy, because he was how old? He was like 90s.
They stood and applauded for this fucking guy.
Yeah, but it's because they didn't realize, did they?
There's no way, bro. I don't know.
Did they? I thought they all came out that they were like, "Oh, we fucked up. Sorry, I didn't."
What they said and what they knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
That was wild.
Pretty fucked.
That was really good, because Canada's pretty progressive as well. Like you guys are.
Yeah, but progressive in a not good way.
Yeah, terrible way.
Like, not in the way we think of progressiveness.
The traditional term of progressive. Yeah.
Well,
they're woke. They're not progressive. They're woke. This guy put tampons in male bathrooms. That's a bad progressive, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's not.
Thank God we have tampons, because now all of our problems.
Yeah.
I've never tried one, to be honest. Maybe. And
yeah.
No.
We should try.
Yeah.
But
was it
all
clean
blood though?
Oh, so yeah, it was covered in blood. Yeah. Was it? Yeah.
Okay. But yeah. Anyway, back to the horror movies.
Yeah. I feel like we should stay with that. But
no, it's okay, because I'm just curious. I have so many questions.
Yeah.
Well, because you said you're a movie nerd, so I'm interested.
Yeah.
It's rare I meet a movie nerd, to be honest.
Okay.
Because I know I've known a couple in my life, but
yeah.
Would you say horror is your favorite genre?
Yeah, for sure.
It is your favorite genre. Would you ever see yourself? You're not an actor, right? You don't really act. You don't like
I
acting.
couldn't fucking act at all.
But you would want to like work on a horror movie.
I wanted to be a film director when I was a kid.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to do.
For horror?
Just for any movie.
Anything?
Like, I also love like The Graduate with Dustin Hoffman, or I love Brian De Palma films, and The Godfather and things. Like, I love cinema. Okay. Asian cinema. Like, I love a lot of cinema, but it's I wanted to be a director as a kid, but I've worked with a few directors since then, and you have to be a real asshole to be a film director, and I don't have that in me. And I don't, like, I've got a good mate who's a very successful director here in Australia. He's made some amazing stuff, and I've met him through doing design for film and stuff like that. But he's, he can be a bit of a prick. But you need to be, because you need to get shit done. It's people's money you're playing with. I got to work on, Wolf Creek, the film Wolf Creek. You've not heard of Wolf Creek, guys? You'd fucking love that, because it's super violent. Get on that. It's a great Australian horror film.
Aussies love their horror, eh?
Wolf Creek's like one of the biggest. It's huge, yeah.
Fuck, I gotta watch these. Where do you find these movies?
Well, no, I mean, this one was super famous, like all around the world. Wolf Creek, man. How many more times?
Wolf Creek, man.
Creek. Sorry, that went too loud.
Where do you watch it? Wolf Creek,
Wolf Creek, dude. Wolf Creek. It's about backpackers who come to Australia, and this guy. It's kind of loosely based on the true story, because it has happened. But this outback kind of ute driving nutter picks them up, and
I don't know what word you just said.
A ute driving? Ute driving nutter.
What's a ute?
A ute's the trailer, the cars with the trailers on the back.
Oh, that's so funny, because we use ute in a different way. where we're from.
What do you use it for?
Ute is like a youth, like this ute, like it's a slang word.
This is UTE, ute.
Oh,
it's
right. I've seen that word actually. I've seen that word here a lot. Actually.
It's a utility van.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
Yeah, well, he does that too. Yeah, so it's he just tortures these, and it's Wolf Creek. Like Wolf Creek, I don't think it's an actual place, but it's in the outback. Like it's an outback horror. And they've done Wolf Creek 2. I think they're going to be. They've done a TV series, Wolf Creek TV series, and I think they're going to be doing 4, 5. Like it's
that good?
It's that successful, yeah. Wow. But I met the director of that. I got to when I started doing graphic design. I started this little side company where I made horror T-shirts that were packaged in VHS boxes, which probably everyone's doing now. But I was the original one to do it, and I'd get the licensing for the film and do like official. So I did like this old Australian horror film called Patrick. Did them. Sent that out, and the guy from Wolf Creek saw them. And he was like, "Can you do one for Wolf Creek?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" He said, "Because we're making Wolf Creek 2, and we're going to make 2, 3, 4. It's going to be a big thing, and I want to have this. I want to have one of these T-shirts for it." So I did one for Wolf Creek. But I met him. His name's Greg McLean, real nice guy, but also again just fucking bit of a cock. Like just get shit done, man. They don't care who they hurt or who gets in there. Yeah, you have to. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, I just couldn't do that. I'm just too nice a guy.
Well, I get it. I'm the same way, but it's also like, yeah, they have a vision too, and like it's a horror movie, so
yeah,
gotta be a little fucked to want to direct the horror movie.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to have some weird vision that like no one else really sees. But did you know a lot of horror movies are made in Canada?
Yeah,
something I did know about this.
Yeah.
Because there's so much open land,
right?
And it's cheap.
It would be, yeah.
They film a lot of horror movies there.
Well, yeah, you had some of the greatest horror movies ever made there. I think like Dawn of the Dead and
that's a classic.
George Romero. Yeah, that's great.
I know, right?
The original, love it.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why it's always good. Like I've actually thought about creating a horror movie.
Yeah, cool, man.
Because I think horror and comedy go well together in a way. Sounds weird.
Oh, I'm with you 100%, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know why.
Well,
but
dark comedy.
Yeah, right. It's dark. Yeah, exactly. Like there could be funny elements, but it's still dark. Like it's, I think it's a good mix. It's a good combination.
Completely.
And I feel like comics could make good horrors.
Yeah.
Because your mind's already fucked thinking about all this weird shit.
Have you seen Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah, of course. The parody?
Yeah, I think it's
fucking amazing.
One of the best.
It's hilarious. But it's also like, it's still sick though. It's still like, still fucked.
It really is.
But it's funny.
Yeah.
It's such a very unique genre of movies that, to be honest, I haven't really watched in a while.
Well, you guys have got Canada's got David Cronenberg, who's like one of the best horror directors ever, and his films are exactly what you're saying. Like,
oh yeah, I don't know who he is, but
man, check you
David Cronenberg.
Yeah, he did the Fly, from 1985 with Jeff Goldblum in it. That's you're talking about like kind of comedy horror.
Okay.
That's perfect. Yeah.
I definitely want to get back into watching them, but yeah, man. Hey, if I ever create a horror movie, I'll let you know.
Need some claymation on it.
Claymations. You're Matt O'Neill's claymations.
Yeah. That's
with
brilliant.
Disgusting comics as the characters. That's great, man. That's awesome. What's your one of your favorite movies of all time?
Of all time, so The Graduate would be one. I feel like. Do you know The Untouchables?
Yeah,
Kevin Costner, Sean Connery.
I don't think I've watched it, to be honest.
Man, I love that, and I showed that to my kids recently, and my son was like, "This is fucking cool." I'm like, "Yeah, don't swear," but yeah, it's great.
What would you recommend as a movie nerd to people watching, or even for me, because I'm just curious, like a good solid 10 movies to watch?
Oh Jesus, that's tough.
That people need to watch.
Need to watch. Oh man. I mean, I'm a big fan of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Sergio Leone's like spaghetti westerns. I love them with Clint Eastwood, and I think the music in them is incredible. The visuals, they're funny, they're dark. They're like, even though they're like made in the 60s and stuff, they still hold up today. I reckon. I mean, like, Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back. One of my favorite films of all time is E.T. And that's only in the last few years since I had kids, because I used to love it as a kid. I mean, everyone loves E.T., but now I fucking love E.T. Like, it makes me cry. That's something when you get older, man. As soon as you hit your late 30s, you'll find this out. How old are you, Omid? 35. Oh, you're nearly there, man. How good's crying? You'll find out soon. You'll have a cry, man.
I've had plenty.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, but not even just when like, you know.
I cry with my dog.
Yeah, same.
Just out of joy.
Yeah, that's it, man. I used to like wait for the family to go out, put some porn on, have a wank. I'll wait for them.
Have a wank.
Yeah, I'll wait for them to go out now, and I'll just bring up a fucking video of like a dog being reunited with like a soldier or something.
Oh man, don't even get me started on those.
I will cry. I'll just cry.
Oh,
fuck. Well, I still use the Kleenex, but it's for wiping up the tears, man. But yeah, it's just I just have a good cry. Like crying's, man.
Crying.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cathartic cries are the best cries.
Oh,
You feel like a new man after.
man, the worst because I don't like flying, so I'm already kind of emotional, and the worst is watching just something with slight emotion in it, and I'll be holding back the tears on the flight because everyone's like there, and I'm just like, fuck, I can't cry, but like far out.
You're shaking. You're like, fuck.
There's this British show called The Detectorists. It's just such a lovely show. It's probably my favorite comedy show of all time. It's just beautiful. It's about these metal detectorists and they eventually find gold, and it's just man. I was on this flight watching it for the first. I was like crying. Like, is Dad all right? Just fucking shut up,
Bro.
But yeah. E.T.
I'm like that too on flights.
Yeah.
I actually did cry on the flight here. I was like tears streaming down my face. Yeah. Because well, first of all, one movie that always makes me cry is Coach Carter. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, Coach Carter. Yep.
Right? Because you like sports, right? It's a good sports movie. I've played sports my whole life, competitive team sports, so I really feel it.
Yeah.
And just like the message behind it and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Underdog, kind of that stuff, because I feel like that way. But do you have a movie that is like consistently you watch it and then you always cry at it, or?
I think it might be E.T., man. Now. Yeah. Now having kids like E.T., just thinking of like the music. Fuck me, man. The music, because we used to take our kids to the Melbourne Town Hall, and the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra would do these kids sessions. And normally it would be like doing kids music, but one day we sat down, and it's a full orchestra, man. Like they're sensational. And it just started, and they did the E.T., and I was fucking done. I was like, oh my God, this is... And you're picturing them cycling over everyone. And I'm like, fuck. And, saying goodbye to Elliot at the end. I was fucked, man. I was just like, and it's just like, it's quite emotional listening to an orchestra anyway. Like classical music, something I've begun to really appreciate over the last few years. And if it plays and it's just the swelling of the orchestra, like it's quite moving. But that fucked me. Like like my wife's like, are you all right? And I'm just like, yep. Like got something in my fucking eye. Like, and there's all these little kids like dancing around, but I'm just there blubbering.
A wreck.
Yeah. So E.T. does it. And it's more TV show, like Ted Lasso. There was some moments in that.
Really?
Yeah.
Ted
Did you watch that?
I've never watched it, but it's on Apple TV, right?
Yeah, that was quite lovely.
I should watch that.
There was some lovely sad moments there. It was, I won't go into it. That's pretty good. This Detectorist show, that gets me every time. Yeah, it's more TV shows. I feel like we've moved like Stranger Things. There's moments in you've seen Stranger Things. No, you'd fucking love that, man. If you love horror and things like that.
I do, but I don't really like fantasy stuff like I mentioned. I don't like the fantasy portion of it.
But they do this really well, man.
I know.
Please watch it. Have you seen what I mean? Stranger Things. You wouldn't like it.
He hasn't seen Star Wars either.
Really? I mean,
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings. That's tough. We went to New Zealand start of the year, and we showed our kids Lord of the Rings, and it was a slog for them. Like they're long films, and it's a bit. I still love them. Have you seen them?
I have.
Yeah,
I think most of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I still like them a lot, but yeah, it was a tough slog.
Yeah. You know what? So this movie that's made me cry the most is it's done by Gran Turismo.
Is that a recent film?
Yeah, GT
really?
Gran Turismo.
I haven't seen it, but yeah, I know of it. Yeah,
bro, I don't know why, but it's once again, I guess it's a part of sport, but like it's the storyline and I don't know, the music that fucking just gets me, and because it gets you thinking about your life.
Yeah.
And if it's especially if it's relatable, but there's a couple parts where it's like this guy who's he's the main guy. He's and it's based off a true story. That's what gets me. He's trying to be like a professional Gran Turismo like racer, like a I forget the name of the actual racing league, but like the GT drivers, like the simulations. They do the simulations.
Yeah, I know the yeah.
And then like his parents and his family don't really understand it, and like it's like kind of like relatable in a way to kind of how I lived. And you were talking about your dad and how they wouldn't tell you straight up how they felt. It's kind of same vibe with me. Yeah, and I don't think it's like it's not even a knock on them. It's just more so how they were raised, even right. So it's like they don't even know how to express their interest or love, almost,
man.
So that's what gets me when I'm watching this movie. I was on the flight here. When we moved here to Australia, I had like fucking 16 hours. I was gonna watch this. Man, this one I was just like,
for
like half an hour, just like so wet. My face was soaked.
Wow.
But no, look, I don't think anyone noticed, but
they did. Maybe. Yeah, no, maybe not. But that's like, do you know what's weird, man? Like I'm not gay. Okay, but but I'm also, and I'm not homophobic. Like but I find the videos of like people coming out to their parents fucking repulsive. No, I find them. I cry.
If they're going well or not.
No, either way.
Really,
I like because I find it really sad that someone has to live. They can't just live that. Like they can't just tell someone. Like I'm getting emotional now thinking about but I do. It's like even
me too, bro.
Yeah, I find it heartbreaking. Like I'd hate to think my kids couldn't say that to me if that's. Yeah. I find that incredibly sad, and that gets me. And if there's a TV show and it's got a gay character, and that's something like I find, and it's similar to what you're saying with the Gran Turismo thing. Like they didn't understand, but this is on like a. Yeah, I find it really. Yeah, see, got you. You got just me talking about it, man.
Yeah, bro, this is the second time I've teared up on this podcast. So
what was the first time?
It was with Chedden. You know Chedden?
I thought it was Ash Feesmay doing some of his jokes. They make me cry, man.
Yeah, no, it's whenever it has to do with family or some shit, gets me, bro.
I find it so sad, man. When coming out as anything, man. Yeah, isn't it? It's sad. I mean, in your country originally, they'd be murdered for that.
No, legit. I know,
yeah. But these are just coming out to their parents, and their parents like, and most of, like 99 times out of 100, they're normally like, yeah, we don't care, man. Of course, that's great. Like, why do you feel like you have to tell? We knew. But man, I find it. I don't know if it's because I have kids and they're not gay, and if they are, fucking get out. No, if they are, like it's like I don't care. I don't give a shit. Like as long as they're happy. Right. But I find that heartbreaking, man. Like that stuff.
I know.
But also like I'll watch stuff with my wife, and I'll be like, there's this show called One Day, I think it's called, and it's about a love story between these two guys, and I won't spoil it for you, but something sad happens at the end. Yeah. And I was watching it with her, and like I look at her, and she's not even got it like you glazed over there. I could see it was coming. She's nothing, and I'm like, oh fuck, I better. And what I do is in my head, it's like, it's all right, Matt. When they're all out, we'll put this scene back on, and we'll have a good cry. I'll go back and I'll watch it by myself and cry.
I like that.
That's mad, isn't it? But yeah, because I don't want her to think like, oh, we're a fucking
my husband's a pussy.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was that accent, but
yeah, that's. Well, no, she's Australian. Yeah. I don't know why he did that either.
Why did you just Scouser?
Yeah.
Husband's a fucking pussy.
I told you I hate them. That's why, because I married one. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, but
that's hilarious. Man. I've done that too, where I'm fighting for my life.
Yeah.
Trying to hold back tears.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, wait till everyone. It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I do. What do you do? What's your go-to?
For what?
To try and not cry.
Oh man, I literally like I don't breathe. Like I stop breathing.
Okay.
I have to hold it. Because I do this thing where I'm actually really good at doing where if I have hiccups, I can stop it immediately. Like by holding my breath.
Oh.
I suppress the hiccup.
Right.
I do the same thing if I'm crying. I have to.
Yeah.
You can see. You can't see it, but
that
holding
makes
it down.
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah, but also I start blinking like crazy to like stop it from coming out.
Okay.
I blink like.
Yeah.
I'm just doing that. It's wild. I don't know.
These are all great because you know what? Mine's the worst.
Oh, what do you do?
I bite my lip.
That one, yeah.
Have you tried? Because I'm like, maybe if I get like pain, will make me just get like. But then it's like, then it looks because then like I'm watching like some gay kid coming out on TV to his parents, and I'm like, yeah, I bite my lip and it doesn't work, and I've got to stop. I've got to. I'll go to the toilet.
Well, that's
who wants a cup of tea? I'll do something like that. And I also do that. I also, like, if we're watching something with the kids, if there's sex scene, and I know there's a sex scene coming up, I'm like, who wants a cup of tea? I'm just going to go and make it a cup of tea for everyone right now. And yeah, I'll do that. But
best part is what I do if I can't control it. I do get up, and then when I go into the bathroom, like it's the best place to do it. I turn the tap on, and I'm just like looking at myself in the mirror, like. And then I just let it out.
Yeah.
Now I'm just fucking. I don't care where it goes. I'm like, yeah, fucking. I can finally let these tears out.
Yeah,
it feels great.
I need to build like a soundproof room because my daughter plays guitar and stuff. I told you that. I'm thinking I need to build like a soundproof like little studio in the house, but which also works as my crying room.
It's a good idea.
So I can just like when that like we're watching ET, I can just Dad's just gotta. I'll just be a second. I'll just go into this room and just like. And then come out,
scream,
and it's
cry.
It's done. Yeah, I've sorted it out.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
it's funny. We're just a couple of
gays.
Feminine.
We're gonna the next video you post will be you coming out to your parents on Zoom, and I'll watch it and I'll be crying at home, and I'll be like, I've got it.
And then you're crying watching the video, and then you go to your family, guys. I just want to tell you something. I'm also gay.
I do an animated one, and you're watching that, and you're crying at that because you know how deep it is. Because you know it took me 4 hours to make that, and yeah, man, and it still just gets 10 views, and none of them.
That should warrant a bigger cry than all this.
Yeah. That's
fuck, that's funny. Well, that was a good.
That was emotional.
Good emotional but funny moment. Yeah. So anyway. I guess we'll just wrap it up right there.
I think probably should,
yeah.
I need to go and cry.
Yeah, same, yeah.
And yeah.
So anyway, speaking of social media, please plug your socials here so you can get more than 10 views.
Yeah, it's at Matt O'Neill Thunderbastard, all one word. Yeah, do you put? I don't know. I'm not going to spell it. Who gives a shit? Honestly, find it or don't. Yeah, Matt O'Neill at Matt O'Neill Thunderbastard on TikTok and Instagram, and fucking just give them. Don't even. You know what? Actually, how many followers do you have?
Like just over 400,000.
All right. If you can you just all? I don't care if you don't even. You don't have to watch it. Just put it on. Just put it fucking on, so I can just like the amount of work I've done. Like just have it on in the back. I don't care if you actually watch it or not or react. Just fuck off. I don't know. I give up. I quit. That's it. I've quit.
Yeah,
That's it.
It's over.
Yeah.
To be fair, this podcast gets dog shit views right now.
Oh well, fuck. Like, we'll just do a clip of that and put it on something
that does get views. Well, that's why we post clips to the socials because that's my main platform. This is very new still, so but nonetheless.
Does who edits this?
He does it.
Well, edit that, okay? I don't give a shit if it's the worst part of the pod. Just edit that, man. All right.
Just include this part into that episode.
Yeah. Matt's going to kill himself if you don't. I don't even know if that's enough for people. Just
yeah, it's okay.
It's cool. Anyway, it's all good, man. Thank
eventually,
you so much.
one day, someone's going to watch this. It's going to blow up. Then your career is going to be made off of these animations.
Yeah, but I'll be like 60 and retired or something like that.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, fuck comedy.
Jeez, he doesn't look 60. He looks 50.
But his body, god damn. Yeah.
Oh, he's gay now. Wow. That was a twist.
That's it. Yeah, that's it, baby. All right, well, thanks so much for watching, and thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it, brother. Peace and love.
Thank you.
Yeah. Peace.